pagbati dyan Mama Glory, thank you for coming. Elisa Lim.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Ayun, guys.
Ayan, maraming salamat sa mga pagbati ninyo dyan mga lalabs. Thank you so much.
Miss Elisa, Josephina, Marcy, shout out. May nag-echo. Posing.
May nag-ikaw.
Wait lang. Mat cover. We love shout out. Glory.
Nag-iiko ako ng biyaya.
Mot Cooper, thank you sa inyo lahat dyan.
Ako dyan.
May iko pa ba?
Wala na.
Hindi na tayo mag-music para clear and loud.
Sige
Loud and
daw.
clear.
Meron pa din.
Meron pa?
Pag-mute yung iba.
Kung ako nag-eco cancellation na.
May echo. Sisi. Happy birthday. All you ask and get about. Nice. Happy birthday, boss. Ay. Sabi ni ano. Mayroon talagang echo. Wait lang.
Nakamute ako. Pakinggan mo, nakamute ako.
Dan.
Ayan, may moderator ka na, Julio Asi. Thank you for coming. Angel X.
Ayan, wala na. Meron pa din.
Meron pa din? Patay tayo niya.
Hoy, nakamute ako.
Salin.
O diba?
Meron pa?
Meron.
Ay, baka kasi naka-charge itong biit ko. Hindi kaya? Ano ba?
Friend. Wow, what number? Walang opening number.
Walang opening number, Miss L. Good afternoon, Miss L. Mega love shoutout. Zelen, ay hi mga co-host.
Hello.
CP the Explorer, hello.
Meron talaga.
Maingay ba maingay?
Hindi,
May eco.
Baka malakas yung iko ko.
Nag-eco ka na.
Ano?
Nag-eco cancellation na sa bossing.
Oo, wala akong iko.
Hindi, punta ka doon sa settings. I-click mo yung audio mo, tapos echo cancellation.
Lagyan ko ng check or hindi?
Diba, pumunta ka sa StreamYard mo.
Oo.
Muna. Tapos audio. Tapos i-check mo yung cancellation.
I-check ko siya.
Ayan
Ayan,
na.
naka-check na. Okay na?
Okay na.
Ayun.
O diba guys? Pasensya na guys, hindi talaga namin alam to gamitin. Mga baguhan kasi.
Ayan, grabe. Salamat ng marami sa inyong mga pagbati dyan mga lalabs. Malaking kagalakan ng aking puso sa inyong mga pagbati dyan. Kagalakan daw, grabe. Malalim na words yun
Hindi ko alam yun. Ano yun? Happy birthday sa atong host. Happy birthday din. Ganon. Yes. Mixed vlog. Hello.
Thank you, Miss Elaine, Rimon, and also kay Ma'am Elaine and yes, Mix Vlog. Ayan, sa inyo lahat dyan. Maraming salamat.
Baka may hindi tayo ma-shoutout, mabash tayo.
Oo. Shout out sa inyo lahat yan Shout out sa lahat. Lahat.
Daniel Berry Sports. Highlights mo kalab shoutout. Roland Bearer Sosa TV.
Roland versus may moderator ka na. Thank you for coming. Good afternoon.
Diba? Tahimik masyado ang grand live ni Bossing. Wait lang guys, kasi
Magpa-music ba tayo?
Ikaw, para ano, may buhay.
Tika, lalagyan natin ng music para may buhay.
At sa so sa Yahoo, din Hala, may katokayo ka doon. Ay, bakit buko girl ka na ngayon?
Siyempre, hindi ko nilagay yung buko girl ako.
Madam Pili si Daria. May love shout out, Madam Pili.
Bluetooth connected.
Ayan, magpa-music lang tayo para may buhay.
Taga-umati.
Mas pinasarap na Chowking Royal.
Bagong
O, diba? May pinasarap pa. Ang dami mong kickboxing. Grabe, na-amaze ako.
Thank you so
Charot.
much. Nagpa-click sa akin ha. Taga-Oma, may love shout out. Ed Bones Vlog, meron ka ng moderator dyan. Thank you for coming. Keep it the explorer. Ayan, maraming salamat sa mga papati nyo. Listen soon. Madaming cake, no?
Oh, bongga. Puro cake.
Puro cake, walang lechon.
Joke lang, guys. Lisang Sang. Mega love shoutout sa iyo. Ayan. Welcome. Ed's Bones Vlog. Mega love shoutout. Ayan. Nag-live kasi si friend. Tapos nandun yung isa kong account.
Sabi sa asabat at yung live, natulog, mukaon. Oh. Kulang na lang maligo.
Inom na alam na this, budot na naman tumamaya.
Hello, Kyle Tans. Mega love shoutout sa iyo.
Kailan ka, idol?
Hotel. Hotel yung ganyan na pinasokan ko, Chay. Located siya sa Dasmariñas City, Cavite. May ganyan talaga, pero ang spelling iba. Kaso lang, ganun na word talaga.
Hair shaver, eyelashes, eye mascara, swipe card,
Sa mga sumimplang dyan,
manlaluman.
we call you answer.
Balik kayo guys
Lumayo na siya, Miss Ellie.
Sunglasses. So, wala pa nagkasagot.
Hala, ayaw, layo.
Mega love shout out, Rian Enriquez.
Fake nails.
Jilla Ace.
JA, ayaw, layo. JA, kaya dito ka na. Sareng. Dito na dyan ka, JA. Eh, mo na magipalaya. Isa na ka.
kulot. Ito?
Hair kulot.
Hair shampoo. Spring nail.
Ay, shampoo.
Ah,
Hi! May sinigwal na naman siya.
ay, malapit na. Last birthday.
Ay! Ay, ay, ay! Nabasa ko na first.
Attendance mo na.
Mag-ano lang.
Sige, ako maglista. Naglista naman ako eh. Kung sinong panalo. May logbook ako dito oh.
Oo, buong bansa to, Idol Pinas. Buong bansa yung pumapasok.
Kasi mostly siya dealing sa ano kaya sa live streaming tapos kinukuha niya yung attendance doon. So,
Ayan o.
Yes.
Nakaplagda na yan kasi wala lagayan.
Yes. Long dami.
Lima mo ng attendance sa bubunutin natin.
Mukta.
Nawala po siya. Ay,
Bimukta.
lima.
Bimukta.
When there's nothing holding you back, what would your thing be?
Oh, di ba, Buknoy, dalawa lang yung super, ay, member day yun. Hindi pala yung super chat.
Lima. Ito ha, pag walang kaya yan, walang kaya.
Address.
Congratulations to
Panganay.
Ibalin Ganib. Andito ba siya? Nakita ko siya kanina.
Naka siya kanina pero nawala.
Congratulations pa rin natin para balik.
Bilangan pa rin natin.
Kailangan natin.
9, 8,
Ibalin Ganib. Ayan pa tayo percent.
5, 4, 3. Ang bilang.
2, 1,
Yan, wala.
0.
Thanks po.
Ay, wala ito. Itay ko nga dyan.
Lulubog, lilitaw, ang buwan at araw, patuloy pang lalakad ang panahon. Ako'y nagmamahal sa'yo, hindi ito magbabago. Pag-ibig ko'y laging laan lamang sa'yo. Minamahal, minamahal, kitang Ayan, maraming salamat. Akit na si, Francis. Ikaw na po ang kakanta.
Francis.
My dear friend, Francis, akyat dali. May
Wala kaming kuryente guys. So, whole building.
Ano nangyari?
Whole building, wala.
Bakit?
Diba? Very wrong. Pero okay lang naman, kaya pa naman ng laptop, oo.
Kaya ng laptop mo?
Yes, all charge na. Whole
Ayan, Sir
building.
Francis, sakit ka na, dali. May hagda na dyan, oh.
Mag-close cam na lang ako ha, kasi para akong wakwak.
Ayaw, oy.
Uy, huwag ka mag-scrum.
Ayaw pa ka.
John Rick, ayan. Mega love shoutout to you. Congrats.
Jonathan Drake, panganay na probinsyana. Thank you so much.
Sa kanya dyan.
Ano kanya pala, yawan?
Ayan
Oh, sa
yung
pangalan ng
and Frances, yung Revellas Mix TV.
Ayan, asan ang hagdan?
Ayan ang hagdan, nakapin. Binitay ko na.
Ano, oh. Bitay, tapos si Dan, gusto pati warit pa naman ang bitay ni Dan.
Ano din yung ano, asan na ba si Sir
Andyan
Francis?
sa gaba.
Sir Francis,
Ah,
guys,
hindi
pwede
ba siya
kayong mag-request, oo. Tapos yung kaya lang niya, ha? Kasi parang 998 pa lang yung balance.
Oy, friend, di po na. Magbigay ka na sa akin ng lista, friend.
Ay, oo nga. Magdidibon ako
Umakyat
sa
ka,
21, guys.
Dali, akyat ka, dali. Akyat ka.
Magdidibon ako sa, sa
Kailangan tayo,
21.
Kasya tayo, 6. Pwede tayo 6 dito.
Oo.
Akyat na, friend.
Pag may akit, bababa mo na ako para magbigyan naman ng chance yung iba.
Hindi, yan ka lang.
Diyan. Diba?
Asan na si Sir Francis?
Waiting for you. Pakanta ko talaga kay Sir Francis yung Fräulein. Charot!
Oy, oo.
Ayan o, sabi ni Idol Buknoy, pwede umakyat, boss. Ayun, akyat, dali, dali.
Buknoy, akyat.
Buknoy, pwede umakyat. Oo. Wala, ang tagal bumalik ng kuryente, ah. Kainis.
Hindi kaya di ako.
Marami pa tayong games, mga lalabs. Tayo. Ilan pa lang yung napag-games natin?
Teka lang, titingnan natin ang temperature. 37. Mainit.
Ha?
Akyat na, friend. Francis.
7 pa lang yung napag-games.
Kyle, Miss Universe, kinsa sa imong likod. Wala may tawo.
Tinatakot ka.
Ay, Madam Rakishi, ako manakot sa kanila. Wag mo akong takot-takutin.
Sir Felix Medrano, ayan, maraming salamat. Nako, nabunot ka pa naman kanina sa attendance at saka sa members.
Sayang.
Sir Felix, sayang.
Di na daw niya kailangan. Mayaman na si Sir Felix.
Nabunot ka kanina, Idol Felix Medrano, sa member, sa supporting members at saka sa attendance.
No need na daw yan niya.
Anong panalo sa game host? 50 non-members, 100 sa mga members. 50 GCash sa non-members, 100 sa mga members.
Yan si Donya Kaiko.
Yun ka, Sir Felix, nabunot ka. Nabunot ka si Sir Felix eh.
3 times.
Oo, si Ma'am Kaik nakahabol, pangalawa.
Oo, mabuti mo si Donya Kaik. Donya na.
Wala, nawala na si Sir Francis.
Oh, wala man.
Ha? Oo nga, dito siya kanina sa chat box.
Wala man eh. Inano ko na yung hagdan, oh. Nasa lang dyan yung hagdan.
Tagga natin si Sir
Madami pa siya.
Sir Francis, kung andyan ka man.
Ayan, madami siya.
It to other na lang, Idol. Ayun, oh.
Akyat ka na. Baka dumalaw lang, friend. Ano lang oras ba sa kanya?
Kakayanin ba yung Doc Chris?
Kakayanin.
Kakayanin.
Sige, bigay na lang natin yung pangalan. Share ko na lang mamaya. Tapos ikaw na lang mag-akyat, ha?
Ako mag-akyat. Ayan na si Sir Francis. Oh.
Ayan, i-ano mo.
Ayan na. O, diba?
Oh, Diyos ko. Sir Francis, I love you.
Hello, Sir Francis. Good
Pilay
afternoon.
utang, friend. 998.
998 ang balance.
Hello, Francis. Thank you for
Sir
visiting.
Francis, nag-mute ka.
Pati si
May problema, may problema nga ang ko, sounds ko. Mute pa rin ba?
Okay na.
Hindi na, okay na.
Ayan. Oh, excited kami, goers.
Guys, kung sino yung yung mga ikakasal, ayan, mga proposal, mga birthday,
Isasakal.
any occasion, pwede nyo pong i-hire si Sir Francis. I-book nyo na lang natin. Tawagan nyo na lang
Thank
ako.
you. Thank you sa promotion.
Okay. Oo nga, seryoso. Kung gusto nyo any occasion kasi, ayan, kumakanta po si Sir Francis. Okay? Pwede nyo siyang puntahan sa kanyang
Akala ko karon mo mula ka. Francis.
Ugma sa buntag.
So
Monday morning. So,
dili gyud ay ko nimo mapayugyug no.
dili.
yes.
Rest lang sa ako, rest.
O guys, kung gusto niyo sa Europe naman si Sir Francis, ayan, pag gusto niyo pumunta ng Europe guide tour, ayan si Sir Francis din ang yung tour guide. Oh, di ba?
Kompleto sa promotion ah.
Thank you so much, Idol Felix Medrano.
Nars Anton bro, Miguel of shout out. Happy Sunday.
Ayan. Dadalitan tayo ni Sir Francis ng kanta mga lalabs.
Oo.
Hindi ko pa alam kung makakanta ko na maayos, kagigising lang eh. Nagpe-prepare kasi ako para sa pag sa biyahe bukas.
Magtutour na yun siya, guys. Pumunta ka ng Europe ha, contact niyo si Sir Francis para siya yung tour guide.
Ayan.
Mura lang, guys. Huwag kayong
Sigurado yan, mura lang.
Presyong kabayan. Magkano kaya yun, Sir Francis?
Nars Anton, hello. Thank you for coming.
Oo, magaling na siya.
Kumakain ko nito ng ang tawag nito? Chicharon.
O, diba?
Go, Sir Francis.
Hello. Kakanta na ba
Guys,
ako?
kakanta siya pag alam niyo yung mga song. Pag hindi
Yes,
alam.
sige na, sir.
Sige Nars, kita ta Nars sa Cebu.
Ay, taga Cebu si Nars? Asa man sa Cebu?
Oh, Bisaya. Sinars. Bisaya man, taga Cebu.
Bisaya yan.
Asa manggod ako kaya gamay Cebu ha. Murag kami ras Francis ang dool. Malikiran ako na mas Francis Mandawi. Ako na
Silingan rami.
Hala. Kitaan eh. Magtago ako kay so dark, wala na yung kuryente, wala may kabayan.
Yung pagtago ba? Kasi sibiyan na imong muto ha. I-open ko na
Sige,
tayo.
mag-mute na ko.
Okay, sige.
Sige.
May pag-games pa po tayo pagkatapos ng kanta nila. Mga lalabs ha, mayroon pa tayong pag-games. Marami pa tayong pag-games ha.
Backstage daw si Buknoy.
May backstage sa Buknoy. Wala siya. Ayan o. Pinutin mo
Dili
yan.
na siya makitaan.
Ha?
Makitaan, kaya pa ning tubo.
Sige, kakanta na ba ako?
Ay, Dalisa. Uy, silingan silang classmate friend.
Wala pa man kuda siya kakaunog ka ng kuan. Growy ba yun?
Sige, here's my first song guys, para sa lahat.
Hello, happy birthday, boss.
Ay. Boknoy official Miguel of shout out.
Shout out din po.
Okay na, pwede na kumanta.
Yes. The floor is yours.
Okay, here's the song.
Don't you know that love just like a thread that keeps on rumbling, but then it flies us back together in the end. In your eyes, I can see my dreams' reflections. In your eyes, found the answers to my questions. In your eyes, I can see the reasons why our love's alive. In your eyes, we're drifting safely back to shore, and I think I finally learned to love you more. But you warned me that life changes and that no one really knows whether time would make us strangers or whether time would make us grow. Even though the winds of time will change in a world where nothing stays the same, through it all our love will still remain. In your eyes, we're drifting safely back to shore. And I think I've finally learned to love you more. Thank you so much, and back to you, host.
Laoy kalami, ang tingog. Nurse, imuha man. Iya tingog.
Hala, kagilok, oy. One more.
Gilog jud kayo ang tingog ni Sir Francis.
Okay lang.
One more, Sir Francis.
Sige.
Ang sangkalan daw, di mapwede o dalawa lang ang ano, dapat tatlo para pantay.
Dapat marami pala. Sige.
May side B. Ang sando? Side B.
Noy, hello
Side
at
B.
MBTV channel.
Idol
May
box ilang
process
sumunod.
ba ako?
Sige, kantahan ko kayo ng bagong Bed of Roses.
Ayun.
You know?
Here's the song.
Mabuti pa sila Buknoy, may bed of roses.
Immute
Para sa
tayo.
mga hindi familiar sa kanta, this is Bed of Roses with Kenny Rogers.
Bed of Roses.
Thank you very much.
Ala, ay, kanindot. Adlan May Concheng. Hello, hello, Adlan May. Ala, thank you sa pag-gift mo,
Thank you,
ha.
ano.
Sa
Thank you sa
celebration.
pagpaakyat to host. Sandali lang talaga ako dahil may bisita ako maya-maya. Dahil
Thank you, Sir Francis. Ha?
Thank you, Sir Francis.
Napakasarap naman.
thank you sa pagpaakyat at thank you sa for making me part of your LS today. BBIF, Buko Girl, Miss L, Buknoy, and of course, Rafjels, our host. Thank you so much. And okay lang mag-last song ako kung ano.
Sige, sir. Okay lang. Para naman
After
may...
yan, mag-last ka pa, ha. Gusto
Thank you so much. Okay lang mag-last song.
Sarado ko lang yung bintana.
Sige, sir. Okay lang. Para naman may...
After yan, mag-last ka pa, ha.
Thank you so much. Okay lang mag-last song.
Sarado ko lang yung bintana.
Sige, sir. Okay lang. Para naman may...
After yan, mag-last ka pa, ha.
Thank you so much.
Ay,
Okay lang mag-last song. Sarado ko lang yung bintana.
Sige, sir.
Naririnig ako ng mga
Para naman may...
After yan, mag-last ka pa, ha.
Thank you so much.
Ay,
Okay lang mag-last song. Sarado ko lang yung bintana.
Sige, sir.
Nagdodoble tayo.
After yan, mag-last ka pa, ha.
Thank you so much. Okay lang mag-last song. Sarado ko lang yung bintana.
Sige, sir.
Nagdodoble tayo.
After yan, mag-last ka pa, ha.
Ayan, may nagdoble eh.
Mute lang tayo.
May request kayo? Kung may request kayo, ano?
Pwede mag-request, sir.
Sige. Kakantahin ko yung request kung kaya ko.
Yung Can you feel the love tonight?
Sige. Here's your requested song.
There's a calm surrender to the rest of day when the heat of a rolling wave can be turned away. An enchanted moment, and it sees me through. It's enough for this restless warrior just to be with you. Can you feel the love tonight? It is where we are. It's enough for this wide-eyed wanderer that we got this far. And can you feel the love tonight? How it's laid to rest. It's enough to make kings and vagabonds believe their very best.
Happy Sunday, everyone.
There's a time for everyone if they only learn that the twist and kaleidoscope moves us all in turn. There's a rhyme and reason to Voyager beats in time with yours. And can you feel the love tonight? It is where we are. It's enough for this wide-eyed wanderer that we got this far. And can you feel the love tonight? How it's laid to rest. It's enough to make kings and vagabonds believe their very best. It's enough to make kings and vagabonds believe their very best. Thank you so much.
Yes, next vlog. Hello. Ayan sila.
Ayan, maraming salamat,
Maraming salamat.
Sir Francis.
Host Draft Jess, thank you very much. Thank you sa
Hello, Francis, may request sa DPIN.
ano yung
Hindi
request?
ka makalis ngayon. Ano daw, Victor Wood? Sino daw?
Ni Layla.
Pro-life.
May pro-line pala, ni Layla.
Pro-life.
Oo.
Oo, friend.
997 na lang, Sir Francis.
Oo. Ay, sige lang, Francis. I-record ko yan. Ilan na lang.
Sige, sana tama yung karaoke na makuha ko. Sige.
Sige. Mute na.
Sorry, mali. Pangit yung karaoke.
Isa pa?
May ano eh.
Isa pa, sir?
May
Dito,
guide eh.
Mamaya ka na, Bukoy. Laking forever.
Pangit yung karaoke nga. Maghanap ako ng ibang karaoke.
On this day.
Ayun. Dumadami request ah.
Wala ka nga.
Sige, sunod natin. Pangit din.
Ayan. Go line.
Ito na lang. May guide kasi eh, pangit. Maghanap ako ng walang guide kasi pangit pa, masakit sa tenga kasi.
Sige, sige. Si Boknoy, may baon din si Boknoy dito. Pasabog na yan. Mommy Rainbow Cooking, hello.
Sige, ito lang kahit may guide, walang iba eh.
Walang iba, di siya na lang.
Bday, first requested song.
Far across the blue water, I wait over yonder by the vast of the old river Rhine, where I love her, I love her, but I can't forget her. I miss when my memory wanders away over yonder on this sweet harbor I left behind. Every moment of glory, a face comes before me, the face of my pretty Fräulein. Fräulein, Fräulein, walk down by the river, pretend that your hands hold in mine. By the same stars above you, I swear that I love you. You are my pretty Fräulein.
Ayan, DBIF.
Thank you so much, Sir Francis, sa magandang awitin. Charot!
Ayan, maraming salamat, Sir Francis.
Thank you, host. Thank you sa inyo.
And guys, kung may mga occasion kayo ha, pwede kayong mag-book kay Sir Francis. Ayan, pwede niyang kontakin sa kanyang YouTube channel. Hindi ko alam kasi ipipitch niyo ko kay Messenger ni Sir Francis. Char.
Thank you so much. Alam ni Miss.
Kita kayo ng Europe guys, ayan, nagtutour guide talaga yung si Sir Francis. Walang HOS yan ha, walang halong HOS yan. Tour guide po yan si Sir Francis sa Europe.
Yan, makikita niyo siya doon sa Facebook page at sa Facebook ko nandun yung mga event namin guys. So if you have any online event, just visit those. Lagi ko siyang tinatag sa mga pa-event. Kasi siya naman talaga.
Thank you very much.
Of course. So yes.
Yeah, naabala ko tuloy yung pag-games niya na.
Okay lang yan, Sir Francis.
Mars, thank you very much, bro. Thank you.
Mars, okay, Mars.
May isa pang request, di ba? Pwede kong kantahin yung isang request pa.
Ang nag-request, Sir Francis, ang nag-request na lang daw yung kakanta.
Uy.
Sige.
Buknoy.
Ay, Nars,
Nakapin natin mga last.
Para last song na.
Sir Francis.
Sorry. Here's the requested song. Taas nito
Here we stand today, like we always dream, starting up our life together. Light is in your eyes, love is in our arms. I can't believe you're really mine forever. Been rehearsing for this moment all my life, so don't act surprised if the feeling starts to carry me away. On this day, I promise forever. On this day, I surrendered my heart. Here I stand, take my hand, and I will honor every word that I say on this day.
Pagkasal ito
Not so long ago, this earth will just feel a cold and lonely space without you. Now everything's alive, now everything's rebuilt, and the story of my life is all about
you so much, and there's my last song, guys. Sorry.
Thank you so much, Sir Francis.
Requested song. Here's my last song para sa lahat. Para sa may mga forever dyan.
When love is new and the world is unreaching for you, we try hard to hold it all in our hands, but it slips through like soft drifting sands. But trying the tears and build it all like new. Now and forever, remember the words from my heart will always be true. Now and forever, together and all that I feel, here's my love for you. Learning each day that the right time was so far away to tell you the things I knew. Now it's clear that the moment we search for is here, and counting the years is all I want to do. Now and forever, remember the words from my heart will always be true. Now and forever, together and all that I feel is my love for you. Hold me as close as love will allow, until all your fears are gone. What has passed is over now. I'm here with you. I'm here with you. I'm holding on. I'm holding on. Now and forever, remember the words from my heart will always be true. Now and forever, together and all that I feel, here's my love for you.
Thank you so much, and back to you, host. Thank you for all the applause, guys, and that was my last song.
Ayan. Ay, dapat siya last song, guys. Thank you, Francis.
Miss L, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Diba?
May kumakatok na sa labas eh, mga bisita.
Sige, salamat.
Thank you.
Maraming salamat, Sir Faye.
Thank you sa inyo. Thank you very much. Happy Sunday, everyone. See you. Tatawag ako sa iyo. Di ba magme-message ako sa iyo?
Sige, okay. Thank you
God bless
again.
everyone.
Thank you, Sir Francis. So, 996 na lang ha. Hindi guys, seryoso guys. Sa lahat po ng kung gusto niyo kontakin si Sir Francis, kapag may mga occasion lang kayo, ayan, pwede niyo siyang tawagan, kontakin. Tapos nag-tourist po talaga si Sir Francis sa Europe. So, malay nyo, soon makapunta kayo ng Europa. Ayan, pwede niyo siyang kontakin. Tourist guide siya.
Tourist guide, vlogger, singer.
Lahat na. Package na. Si Boknoy na naman daw ang kakanta.
Naku po, your turn.
Wala, hindi Mugrit, gani kong boss.
Ha?
Boss, happy birthday, boss.
Thank you so much. Salamat sa team support.
Ingat sa tiyan, Alin. Mugrit lang daw ko.
Ha?
Mugrit lang daw ko nimo.
Uy, sabi, kakanta ka daw para takin.
Ito si Buknoy.
Ikaw muna.
Ay, pala siya yung may kagagawan.
DBIF muna.
Tapos na ako kahapon.
Uy, naku.
Hello, pretty mitts. Wifey, thank you for coming. Ligaw ka na.
Ayan si Ate Kalog. Ayan, Ate Kalog, kumusta?
Hindi mo na kayo?
Buknoy ba?
Ikaw Noy.
Naglaruan
Ano, Ate Miss L? Di ba ko kakakanta, oy?
Kuya, ikaw no. Basta, I'm expecting you to sing. Ano na lang.
Si boss muna, si boss. Yung birthday boy muna.
Sige, kakanta ako. Ano?
Go, anak, kanta na yan. Mother.
Ala, Sisi, anong nangyari sa career?
Sayaw, di mo kanta.
Pinaglaruan. Si Buknoy kasi. Pinaglaruan
Teka lang,
ng kuryente
kakanta ako
namin.
kakantain. Yung mga
Yan, wala na naman.
Si Buknoy daw yung
Uy, may games pa. Oo, magpapag-games kami.
Oo, may games pa. Huwag kayong mag-alala, may games pa yan. Marami pa tayong games. Mayroon pa tayong...
Ang mananalo si Buknoy ang iuwi.
Saway.
Sir Francis, thank you.
Thank you so much, Sir Francis. Maraming salamat sa pagbati at saka sa time na mga magandang kanta. Thank you so much.
Ikaw muna, boss.
Sige, kakanta ko ng Ako ang Dahilan.
Ayan, sige.
Ikaw talaga ang dahilan.
Ito yung gamit ko yung kanta. Kakanta mo na ako bago tayo mag-games.
Din ka na.
Nag-aralgal ba? Sige nga, kakanta nga ako.
Inyo tayo para mawala yung
Okay. Thank you so much sa inyo.
Noy, ikaw na. Maupang ako kanta, Tigala, oy.
Bakit ba
Ayan, mag-mute na ako.
nakikita puso ko pag nasilayan ko
Iyong ganda.
pag nasilayan pakali walang ibang iniisip kundi ikaw lagi sinubukan ko ika'y kalimutan ngunit hanggang ngayon di ko makakayanan pagkat ikaw ang laman ng puso ko't isipan sa araw at gabi. Ikaw ang dahilan, hindi ako makatulog sa kakaisip sa'yo, pagkat ikaw sinta, ikaw ang dahilan. Paano ko kaya masasabi sa'yo na ikaw ang tinitibok ng puso ko, ang aking nadarama ay para lang sa'yo. Asahan mo ito, sinta, ay di na maglalaho, pagkat ikaw ang laman ng puso ko't isipan sa araw at gabi. Ikaw ang dahilan, hindi ako makatulog sa kakaisip sa'yo, pagkat ikaw sinta, ikaw ang dahilan. Thank you so much sa mga bumabati dyan. Maraming salamat sa inyo. Ikaw ang laman ng puso ko't isipan sa araw at gabi. Ikaw ang dahilan, hindi ako makatulog sa kakaisip sa'yo, pagkat ikaw sinta, ikaw ang dahilan. Ikaw ang laman ng puso ko't isipan sa araw at gabi. Ikaw ang dahilan, hindi ako makatulog sa kakaisip sa'yo, pagkat ikaw sinta, ikaw ang mahal. Ayan, maraming salamat. Ayun, natapos na din.
Ayan. Oh, si
Dahil birthday mo, Idol Rochelle, gumawa akong chicken macaroni salad.
Kaya pala nawala ka.
Kaya siya nawala. Ay, kumain kanina. Pansit kayo kain.
Kaya pala nawala ito eh. Nandyan pala siya nagpunta sa sa...
Guys, wala
Bakay.
pa rin kuryente, guys.
O, wag na.
Ako ba?
Para pagkatapos.
So, mayroong kanta ko na eh. Di mo ka makakanta. Sige, bago ako bumaba. May bisita ako, boss. Ano bang kantahin natin? May sounds ba ako? Parang wala.
Kunyari ka.
Sige, sige. Mag-ano lang ako, mag-off cam.
Walang sound eh.
Siya na lang nagmamahal kahit bawal.
Na lang, zombie ang
Ano yan? Makinig lang kami. Kick out ka namin.
Sige, sige. Di mo ako mamukanta eh. Sige, sige.
Ayusin mo, tugtog mo.
Ayan. Meron na? Meron ba?
Meron na, meron na.
Ito na marunong kumanta. Pinilit ko iwasan ka dahil ako'y nagkataliha sa isang dilag. Labis inahalap ng tapat at hindi magbabago kailang kumaan. Ngunit habang tumatagal sa akin lalo kang napapahal ang puso ko. Dahil sa nararamdaman mo ang aking gagawin na malimit ka. Nagmamahal ako sa'yo. Nagmamahal kahit ito'y bahat. Kuhanin ko ano'y pilit ko limutin ka. Nalamay mo dyan na mahulog ang puso ko sa'yo sita. Tulungan mo naman ako kung paano makalimot at paano ko may sasabihin itong nararamdaman. Bakit yung nga ba ako sa'yo? Dahil habang tumatagal sa akin lalo kang nagmamahal, ang puso ko'y nalilito dahil sa nararamdaman noong ating gagawin na malimit ka. Nagmamahal ako sa'yo. Nagmamahal kahit ito'y bawat pinilit ko limutin ka. Ngunit di ko maiwasan na mahulog ang puso ko sa'yo sa mahulog ang puso ko sa'yo sa. Ayan, next na kayo. Salamat. Ayun, bababa na rin ako kasi may dumating yung pinsang ko.
Side B, di ba? Kailangan daw balansin.
Idol Box, maraming salamat sa...
Ayan, happy birthday po, happy birthday. Salamat.
Kailangan. Bossing, kailangan mo araw-araw may birthday.
Ayan, bababa muna ako kasi nandun yung pinsan ko sa taas.
Kunyari para hindi ka na naman.
Pinsan mong red horse. Kumiga ka, wag mo mabahan. Wag mo mababay.
Fiesta ka rin sa amin ngayon.
Hindi, Daniel.
Hindi, walang fiesta dito. Birthday ni Kabayan Rafael.
Patay tayo dyan.
Hindi.
Walang fiesta dito. Birthday ni Kabayan Rafael.
Hindi nga.
May nag-iiko.
Awan ko sino.
Sino? Wala naman.
Okay na ba?
Yung promise me.
Wala kami kuryente.
Ayan, Dol. Mag-side pick ka kayo para magpa-games tayo pagkatapos. Kasi nag-antay sila sa games. Marami pa tayong pag-games eh. Ano
Oo, sino kurasa beri oy.
Ay, sa baba na lang ako, boss.
Sabi ni
Di ba yan? May CL tsaka Papadan.
Hala, may request box so, Buknoy, lason mong halik. Na. Gigina Mix Vlog, ipakanta daw kay Buknoy, yung lason mong halik. Ah! Ayan na. Lason mong halik, nakalason pala yung halik mo
Hindi
bunso.
lang natikman, mataas yan. Minsan ko lang matikman.
Uuwi kung bababa ka, Buknoy.
Ha?
Paano ka daw iuwi kung bababa ka? Sabi ni Maris.
Naku, patay tayo dyan. Ayan, nagchat-chat kasi paakitin daw ako. Sa baba na lang ako.
Maniwala ka, Buknoy, pakitin pa. Pakitin ka ng red horse.
Oo nga. Anong si Tatang?
Delikado pala halik ni Buknoy, sabi ni Rakeshi.
Ayan, sige, baba na ako po. Salamat po sa Ate Annalyn, Miss L, Kapadan, tsaka DBIF. Bye-bye. Thank you. Sa baba na lang ako, sa baba.
Maraming salamat.
Okay, sige, magbunot ka na, Kabayan Rap Gel, kay napakay bunutunin.
Yung members na, 10 members agad to, diretso. Ay, hindi pala.
Tapos na ba yung attendance mo?
Attendance.
Hoy, ang attendance, may 10 pa.
Oo. Attendance.
Wala talaga yung internet ko dahil wala kaming kuryente. Nakakainis.
Uy. Pa-connect mo na ako dyan sa aking major sponsor na si DBIF channel no, sa mga hindi pa nakakonect dyan.
Ayan, dikitan niya sa DBIF channel, ang ating bigating sponsor. All the way from Saudi Arabia Street, Paranaque City.
Members mo na. Attendance.
Para yung addition na kayo kay Lloydin ha. Nabutas Metro Canada, Manila.
Bubuno tayo sa attendance ha. 10 attendance to. Diretso na natin to no. Para pag...
Oo, diretso mo na, Kabayan, kasi mag 4 hours, mag 5 hours ka na kaya. 4:30.
Kung hindi matakas, continuous pa.
Mamaya alas 8 pinipremiers ko, alas 8:30. Inadjust ko kasi alas 5 yun eh. Inadjust ko.
Ano oras na
Ito
kayo?
no. Pang 21 na bubunutin natin ang members ito. Sino kaya to?
5:12.
Congratulations to. Attendance to attendance. Congratulations to Rakisi Bibside.
Rakishi, Sisi.
Ayan, ma'am. Pang 21 natin ang bonus si Ma'am Rakisi Bibside. Ayan, nandyan si Ma'am Rakisi Bibside, present. Ayan, another pang 22 tayo, pang 22. Ayan, dalian natin ito para matapos na agad. Ding, 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 ding. Andito ba si Maxine? Maxine, Miguel, ayan kay Maxine. Congrats to Maxine. Andito ba si Maxine? Parang wala yata, hindi ko nakita si Maxine ah.
May performance si Maxine Magaluna, charing.
Andyan ka ba Maxine? Nakita ko siya kanina, nagpalit siya ng pangalan niya, si Maxine Vlog. Siya yun eh. Pinalitan niyo yung Maxine niya. Maxine, patay present.
Wait lang, kasi di ko nagbilang.
Nawala siya, nandiyan siya kanina. Ayan, bibilangan kita. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Wale. Nag-CR siya.
Ayan, bubuha tayo ulit. Ayan, may lumipad pa.
Ayan, congratulations.
Hoy, ako, kaupat ako din kaon, Miss El. Nawa, bitaw ko kadikaw ko bakauni salad.
Tuwing bisong red. Tuwing bisong red. Ayan, tuwing bisong red. Congrats.
Uy, nakita ko
Twin
yun.
Bison.
Andyan ka ba tuwing bisong red?
Miguel, shout out, Ana Os TV. Thank you for coming.
Asan ka na?
Wala siya, nandyan sa kanina.
Matag ko siya. Sige na, magano ka na, mag-press 1 ka na. Parang awa mo na, para di na tayo magtatagal. Charot!
Wala sa Twin B. Busy
So,
yun.
walang ilaw sa BBIF. Tingnan mo. Madilim pa ang ano.
Ulo tayo ulit. Ito na.
Bakit ang tagal BBIF?
Naku, ang swerte naman ito. Nakarami na ito ah.
Hindi pa rin.
Kaya pa rin. Congratulations to Rakisi Bibsard.
Congrats!
Halos kasi hindi ko nag-absent. Lagi siya nandyan.
Yan.
Very supportive ko.
Ayan, congratulations sa iyo ulit. Ayan, Rakishi.
Sisi Rakishi Babes Hearts. Ayan na nag-present na.
Pang 23.
Wala talaga akong ilaw.
Congratulations, Chu! Uy, nako, ang swerte naman nito talaga.
Ala, siya pa rin.
My co-host, congratulations, Chu! Daniel Hagwin.
Yay! Present, andito ako sa tasa.
Hagwin.
Present.
Ang 24. Ayan, pang 24 tayo.
Sayang, DJ na mix. Oo, sayang.
Uy, congratulations, Chu! George Itzibarian. Wala siya, hindi ko siya nakita. Si George Itzibarian, hindi ko siya nakita.
Wala.
Ayan, pupunta tayo.
Congrats si Sir Kishi, nakarami ka na.
8, 7, 6,
Ay, hindi bibilangan.
4, 3, 2, 1. Wala. George Itzibarian. Ito, grabe kasi ito. Ang daming papel. Hindi ko alam. Ito.
Para may assurance.
Congratulations, Chu! Andito kaya to kanina. Nawala na naman. Idol Isitik TV.
Esitek, Pastor, nasaan ka? Mag-present ka dyan, Pastor. Ala, linggo ngayon, baka may ano siya.
5% Isitik TV.
May mas.
IB ang mas dito.
10, 9, 7, 6, 5.
Kanina no, panag-type niya, Esitek. Tapos ngayon nawala. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Barilin kita, Esitek.
Dito ako bubunot sa gilid. Congratulations, Chu! Andito pa kaya ito? Zelen, andito ka ba? Patay present kung nandyan ka, Zelen. Congratulations.
Kanina nandyan yung si Zelen.
Oo, nandyan siya.
Zelen 1.
Zelen, patay present. Ayan, nandyan si Zelen.
Ayan! Ayan na, nag-present na siya.
Ito, pang 25 ito, nandyan si Zelen. Ayan. Zelen, ipatype ng ano mo, Gcash mo dyan. Pangalan ng number ng Gcash mo at saka pangalan.
Wala akong internet.
Nako, wala ito.
Buti nga, meron ka pang ano ngayon dyan, friend, connection.
Kaya ka.
Hindi kasi nag-data ako.
Congratulations to Chubaki Vlog. Hindi ko rin siya nakita, si Chubaki.
Nag-data ako. Tingnan mo naman, ilang ano na. Wala. Patay.
Bakit ang tagal ni BIF?
Full building.
Chubaki, patay present. Wala din to.
Baka di kayo nagbayad.
Whole building. Buong...
Ang whole building, di nagbayad. Charing.
Ayan na mama.
Iba-ibang
ano. Si Zilin. Yung Gcash niya.
Kenilyn Lim.
Oh, Kinilin Lim.
Ayan, next.
Next, pang 25.
MBTV channel.
Sige.
Dayon na eh.
Sige. Ayan. Pangilan na yan?
Pang 25 yung bubunutin mo.
Ito na. Sino kaya ito? Congratulations to Ma'am Salia Nigra. Ma'am Salia Nigra Vlogs, congratulations. Diyan ka ba? Patay present.
Ay,
Salia Nigra Vlogs.
Wala.
Wala siya. Ayan, wala
10,
siya.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Wale.
Wala.
Nasa CR. Nagbabad sa sobrang init.
Congratulations to Otol Junior TV. Nandyan ka ba, Tol?
Ay, nandyan siya yan kanina. Bilangan natin yan. Otol Junior TV, bilangan natin. Number 10, 9,
Ayan. Siya.
8, 7, 6, 6.
8, 7, 6, 5. Ayun. Nabilang na sa DBIF.
Ayan.
Wala. Asan ka na, Utol?
Andyan na. Andyan.
Ayun na, nag-present na siya.
Ayan, pangilan na yan, pang?
Pang 26 na yung binunot mo.
Okay, ito. Pang 26. Congratulations to. Ulit. Naku, wala din to. Salia ni Grablan. Wala pa rin.
Wala.
Salia ni Grablan.
Wala.
Bono tayo ulit. Uy, absent. Bilangan natin. Si Ma'am Salia. Ma'am Salia pa tayo.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Maligo sa ako.
Huwag ka maligo. Pag nabunod ka diha, awa ka.
Magandang hapon. Mega fabulous shout out Ella Story.
Ito na.
Ella Stories.
Congratulations to. Nako, huwag kang maligo. GG na mix vlog.
GG na next vlog! Congratulations! Mag-type ka! Huwag ka muna pumunta sa CR!
GG na mix vlog. Patay, Christine.
Wala na. Nakapasok na siya sa CR. Nakahubad na siya.
8, 7, 5.
Ayan na, nag-present na, humabol.
Gcash mo, kung GG na mix vlog, Gcash mo, i-drop mo dyan. Pangilan na kabayan?
Pan 27 yung bubunutin mo.
Ayan, pang 27. Gcash number mo at pangalan mo, Ma'am Gigina, palapag dyan. Congratulations to Simply My Loves. Andyan ba si Simply My Loves? Simply My Loves. Andyan ka ba? Patay percent?
Naantok na si Miss El.
Natulgon si Miss El. Wala yan. Simply My Loves ah. Ayan, bilangan natin. Simply My Loves, patay percent.
Simply by Lab. Okay na, Gigina, lapag mo na yung ano mo, Gcash.
Gcash number mo, Ma'am Gigina, okay na po. Gcash number at saka pangalan. Ay, pangalan ng Gcash mo. Bono tayo ng iba. Wala si Ma'am, Simply My Loves.
Gigina Mix Vlog, pababa ng ano.
Congratulations to Mega Channel. Wala dito, hindi ko
Ella Torres, mga Adrian, cut off was...
Pababa ng Gcash mo. Gigina Mix Vlog.
Wala din to, si ano.
Mega Channel, wala. 1, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Bono kayo ulit.
Sabi na rin ko siya.
Congratulations to nandito ba to? Nakita ko kanina. Lito Bus Mix Vlog. Ayan.
Ay, nandyan si Sir Lito Bus.
I-present Sir Lito Bus. Andyan na yung
Mega fabulous shout out, Sir Lito Bus. Mag-type ka ng present dyan.
Lito Bus.
Lito Bus Mix Vlog. Wala na sana siya.
10, 9, 8, 7,
Hala, o di mo sila mag-present.
2, 1.
Wali.
Ayan. Wali. Sayang.
Wala.
Ayan, Ma'am Gigina, okay na.
Sisi, nakuha mo na yung Gcash ni ano?
Oo, nakuha.
Gigi. Pabura ng Gcash mo, Gigina Mix Vlog.
Ay, nandyan pala.
Andiyan si Sir Lito, oh!
Ngayon lang, late yan.
Late na siya, di ba, F?
Ngayon lang. Sorry, may 10 seconds count kasi tayo, guys.
Oo, hindi siya nakahabol, hindi siya nakapasok sa ating count.
Okay, next.
Hindi na siguro. Ano ba?
Nakuha.
The decision is yours.
Wala sa amin ang desisyon. Nasa punong hurado. Check!
Oo, ngayon ano.
Nasa punong hurado.
Sige, count mo na lang yan. Saglit lang naman.
Okay, count na daw, Lito Bas.
Segundo lang naman.
Pero sa ano ha, pero sa 500 and 250, not considered talaga siya.
Oo, hindi siya doon sa 250 at saka sa 500. Pag hindi kayo pumasok sa count, pag nag-start si DBIM sa yung count niya.
See, ang na-notice ko sa chat box, no, after ng count, at least sa nag-upper sa chat box.
Ito, i-consider ko na lang to dito sa 100. Pero pagdating
Sa akin dito, sa akin talaga is not strict ako pagdating sa rules.
Ay, strict ka talaga.
Oo, I don't care talaga. You don't understand. And yun lang
Para
yan.
matuto din ako, wala pa akong experience eh.
Yes.
Kailangan, kaya before ang game, mayroon tayong rules i-announce na ganun yung timer natin. Mag-present ng timer is up, it's not counted. Para
Pero maglalagay ako ng timer, hindi magta-type. Tapos lalagyan ko lang stop.
Para pantay sa iba, kasi yung iba kasi lang sila nakatamay. Ang iba kasi labas.
Yan, bubunot tayo ulit ha. Tatlo na lang ito. Ilan na ito?
JJ na mix, kahit kanina pa yan siya, kung hindi naman siya pasok sa ano, is not qualified. Kasi
Sa bilang.
may mga rules.
Ito, congratulations to Blessed Life. Hindi ko dito nakita.
Blessed Life? Ano?
Blessed Life.
Siya, no?
Ayan, bibilangan pa rin natin. Blessed Life. Ayan, patay percent ng Blessed Life. 10,
10, 9, 8,
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Wala na. Ayan, Sir Lito Bas, pa-type ng ano mo dyan, Gcash. At saka pangalan ng Gcash.
next.
Congratulations, Chu. Nako, Piyumi. Andito pa ba kayo si Piyumi?
Giyomi, sa church siya, sa church.
Giyomi. Ala, nandiyan siya. Nandiyan siya, nakita ko kanina.
Oo, nakita ko nga din siya. Piyumi, patay percent.
Ay, wala na siya. Hindi ko na
Patay
siya
percent, Piyumi. Ay, nandyan
Ayan, nag-present siya.
Ayan. Meron siya nandyan, Gcash.
Yes, that's very good.
Alam ko kasi nandiyan. Kasi pag
Ayan,
nandiyan lang
dalawa
talaga,
na
bilis
lang,
mo talaga
dalawa
siya
na lang.
makita.
Ito na. Sino kaya to?
Dalawa na lang!
Uy, wala si Ma'am Merced. Congratulations to Merced.
Hello.
Merced. Congratulations. Andyan ka ba? Patay percent, eh?
Sisi Mercy!
Miss Maylin po nagla-live. Mercy.
Wala.
Wala.
Na, nag-live yan, naglaba. Tsare.
Ilangan natin. 10,
Mercy D!
9, 8,
Tinatawagan ka po.
6, 5, 4, 3,
2, 1.
Walay. Wala. Alaw. Alaw kabayan.
Alaw. Congratulations to Ibalin Ganib. Andito ba sa Ibalin Ganib? Ma'am Ibalin Ganib, congratulations. Patay present.
Ibalin Ganid.
Parang wala na din siya. Nandyan din kanina.
Yehey! Last two na lang, last two.
Si Evelyn na lang.
Patay present. Ibalin Ganib. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5,
3, 2,
3, 2, 1. Trading. Wala. Ayan, bubunot tayo ulit. Ayan. Ayan, alog-alogin mo dyan.
You're welcome, Miss Anna OST.
Congratulations, Sue! Andito ka ba siya? MBTV channel. Ma'am, MBTV, patay percent. MBTV channel. Patay percent MBTV channel.
Andyan pa yan si Sisi.
Ma'am, MBTV, patay percent. Ayan.
MBTV channel. 5%.
Ayan, bibilangan na natin si Ma'am MBTV. MBTV percent, patay percent. Na
MBTV 1. MBTV 2. MBTV 3. MBTV 4. MBTV 5. MBTV 6.
ayan, nandyan siya.
MBTV 7. Ayan na siya, at present.
Last na. Last na, kabayan, ano? Last na.
Yes, last na.
Para matapos na tayo dito sa ating attendance. Congratulations, Chu! Andito pa kaya ulit ito. Pang-apat na bunot ito. Kung wala pa ito, patay na talaga. Congratulations, Chu! Felix Medrano.
Ay, parang
Felix Medrano, pang-apat na bunot ito sa iyo. Pag wala ka pa dyan, hiyari na talaga. Patay percent, Idol Felix.
Ayan.
Felix
10,
Medrano, patay percent.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, walay.
Wala, ayan, may chance pa yung
Walay.
ikot-ikot.
Bunot olay.
Para may chance pa yung iba. Dito ako dudukot na pinakailalim. Ang dami kasi. Congratulations, Sue. Ayan, Kin Salonga PH, wala din ito. Si Kin Salonga PH, wala din. Bilangan pa rin.
Concheng. Concheng Emelda. I know how to read her backwards name. Concheng Emelda. Si
Kin
Adrian.
Salonga PH, patay percent kung nandyan ka. Percent.
Salonga. Parang nandito siya. Salonga. Ano daw?
Kin Salonga PH, patay percent.
Salonga PH. Salonga
In
PH.
Salonga PH.
Mag-present ka. Salonga PH.
Ayan, bibilangan na natin.
Alright. 10, 9, 8,
Count na siya.
7, 6,
6,
5,
5,
4,
4.
Zile, yo alergial. Mile.
Wala.
1, walay.
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 Ito na, ang pinakahuli.
Last.
Wala. Ito, Evalyn Ganib. Ikaw na naman, Ma'am Evalyn.
Naku, Evalyn, ang dami mo.
Patay percent, Ma'am Evalyn Ganib.
Pero bilang tayo, sige. Ready, Evalyn? Mag-present ka, Evalyn. Alright, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, walay.
Walay. Ayun, bubunod pa rin tayo.
Sayang, dalawa na. Si Evalyn.
Oo, nakarami na yun.
Koyo.
So, wala din ito. Si Regan Spider 28. Wala din ito. Hindi ko rin ito nakita.
Hala, galing pala sa'yo si Regan Spider 28. No, lagi yung ano ko.
Oo,
Lagi
si
yung
Regan.
LS ko.
Regan Spider.
Sino yan?
Regan.
Spider 28.
Regan Spider 28. Regan. Parang wala. Hindi ko na siya nakita.
Oo, hindi ko rin
Regan.
nakita.
Okay. Mag-present ka, Regan. 10, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, wale. Wale si Regan.
Wala.
Wala si
Puno tayo
Regan.
ulit. Para maswerte pa itong iba na dito ah. Ayan. Congratulations to. Estrella Hinay Vlog. Wala din yata to. Nakita ko to kanina. Yung
Ang daming wala.
Congratulations.
Oh, daming wala.
Hinay. Yan, patay percent kung nandyan ka.
Ayan, Australia Hinay, Black. Bigyan lang shout out pag listen ka siya. So bibilangan natin siya. Australia Hinay 1. Australia Hinay Black 2. Australia Hinay Black 3. Australia Hinay Black 4. Australia Hinay Black 5. Australia Hinay Black 6. Australia Hinay Black 7. Australia 8. Australia Hinay Black 9. Australia Hinay Black 10. Wala.
Puno kayo ulit.
Hindi na kayo logi kay kinumpleto ko yung pangalan. Isang bulol-bulol ako mag-ano.
Adlimiji Nico.
Adlimiji. Pero nandito yan siya. Adlimiji. Emelda Conching. Emelda Conching. Emelda Conching. Adlimiji.
Patay percent.
Mag-present ka, Emelda Conching. Adlimiji.
Ay, nandyan yan siya.
Andyan siya, andyan. Ma'am, Ma'am Adlimi, hasan ka na, dali.
Adlimi, mag-present.
Ayan na, nag-present na siya. Congratulations, Ma'am Imelda Conching.
Very good.
Coaching pala, coaching.
Kompleto na.
Conching
Kompleto na.
Ayan, Ma'am Adlimi, congratulations. Ayan, kompleto na. Ang susunod natin, tatapusin na natin to.
Oo, yung ano mo. Member at saka ano.
Oo, ito ha. Stricto tayo pagdating dito sa mga member ko. Ha?
Yes, at saka super chatter.
Ganito
Guys, makinig kayong mabuti hanggang 10 lang talaga ang bilang dito kasi 250 ito at saka 500.
Ang masusunod, ang monitor sa host. Okay, kung...
Yes. Ang masusunod na monitor ni host.
Sa mga ano nato to ha, sa mga supported members, magbibilang kami magka-count kami ng 10. Pag stop na wala kayo, hindi kayo pumasok sa bilang, pag malit kayo dyan sa baba, hindi po kayo count. Ha?
Okay, so para wala nang
Okay.
Ayan, mabunot na tayo.
Sige, goers!
Goers, sa members.
Members.
Wala na akong pag-asa dyan, nabunot na ako.
Miss El, wala lang yung pag-asa.
Nabunot na tayo, Miss L.
No problem.
Pang-anim, sa supporting members, congratulations to. Naku, wala din ito, nawala.
Dionik, nabunot ka na rin. Helen Anbayan, nabunot ka na rin. Sisi sa Adlimi, nabunot na tayo.
Maganda. Ayan, maganda ha. Babae, maganda. Actually, bago lang na-monetize yung channel yan noong nakaraang buwan. Congratulations to. Ayan, i-diretso ko na ito ha. Sexy. Congratulations to Mamang Bib Channel. Ayan, Mamang Bib Channel, nandyan ka ba?
Mamang Bib Channel.
Manang Babe Channel. Hi, type present po. Manang Babe Channel.
Magbilang tayo, okay?
O, magbilang tayo Ikaw magbilang, Miss M.
Ayan, 10, 9, 8, 7,
Manang Babe, nasaan ka?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Ayun, 1.
Wala. Nag-1 na, 0.
Wala.
Wala.
Wale.
Wale. Sayang.
Wale.
Ito. Bubuno tayo iba.
Ano yan?
Uy, babae!
Wala, babae pa rin dan.
Maganda. 6.
Wala tayo dyan, binabae lang ang iyong lingkod.
Kaya siya, nandito ka kaya? Ha, nandito ka kaya?
Dito ba kaya?
Ma'am El Trimon Pixie Pin Official, congratulations. Andyan ka ba? Patay present.
Sino?
Remember, El Trimon Pixie Pin Official.
L3 mo, ang Texipin official, mega love shout out. Tinatawagan ka po, nanalo ka ng 250. Ayan, na-present siya kagad. Ang galing! Yan, ang bilis.
Yan ang
Padrop ng ano mo. Gcash
Yan, L3 mo.
Very good. Congratulations.
Very good.
Ayan,
Hindi mo kami pinahirapan. Tsare.
Ayan, bobo na tayo ng pang-pito. Ito, pang-pito.
Palapag po ng Gcash number niyo po.
Ay, wala na siya. Nagpaalam na siya kanina.
Oo, palapag po L3 Montexepen official na Gcash number niyo po. Congrats!
Congratulations to Oliveros Vlog TV Mix. Kaso wala na siya. Ayan, try natin. Bilangan pa rin siya natin ha.
Oliveros TV Vlogs. Ano yun?
Okay, mas President Oliveros.
Oliveros Vlog TV Mix.
10,
Oliveros Vlog TV Mix. Ayan na Sisi, nagbaba na siya ng ano.
9, 8,
Idol Oliveros, baka nakinig ka.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2,
2, 1, and 0. Wale.
Ayan, L3 Mon Pixipin, okay na po. I-delete mo na yung Gcash number mo dyan. I-delete mo na at nakuha na ni Annalyn.
Congrats, L3 Montexepen official.
Pang-pito. Ang daming absent sa aking mga members ha. Parang hindi sila updated ha. Congratulations to! Wala din ito. Patay tayo nito. Guwapo. Lalaki. Kumanta kanina. Nandito kaya.
Wala, parang nandyan siya.
Kumanta kanina ng ano. Nagmamahal kahit bawal. Congratulations to! Guwapo. Idol mo.
Buknoy official! Bilangan natin ito si Buknoy. Basi nagtagay na.
Buknoy, sige, Buknoy.
Buknoy! Pag hindi ka naka-present ng ano? 10, 9. Takot si Buknoy.
6.
Ayan.
Pang-8 na yung bubunutin mo, busing.
Ito, pang-walo to ha sa aking mga kamay. Ayan. Congratulations to! Wala din ito. Ang daming chance yung ibang member natin na nandito ngayon ha. Congratulations to lalaki ito. Miko Ambit Travels. Wala din ito.
Miko Ambit Travel. Mag-type kayo dyan ng present. Or I'm here. Or ano ba?
Sino? Si Miko?
Miko Ambit Channel. Travels. Miko Ambit Travels.
Ambit Travels. Patay
Miko.
present.
Ayan. Okay. 10. 9,
9,
8, 7, 6,
Miko Ambit Travels.
4,
Ayan, malapit na. Wale.
Maraming absent sa mga member ko. 31 na members ko. Maraming absent. Kalahati na yata.
Miko. Wala si Miko.
So, bubono tayo ng iba ha.
Yes, sige.
Congratulations. So, babae. Nandito to siya kanina. Di ko alam kung nakikinig lang siya ngayon. Congratulations to Motmot Cooper.
Sino?
Motmot Cooper. Patay present pag nandyan ka.
Motmot?
Motmot Cooper.
Ayan, Motmot Cooper. Patay present kung nandyan ka, Motmot Cooper.
Motmot Copper.
Ayan siya. Present siya.
Very good.
Very good. Congratulations.
Motmot Cooper. Bukas number mo. Lapag dyan. Pangilan na to?
Palapag po ng ano mo.
Congrats.
Tama ba kabayan?
GCash number. At nanalo ka ng 250 pesos in cash.
Congratulations, so. Nako, parang wala na naman ito.
Sama.
Lalaki, gwapo, malaki. Congratulations to Dark Shadow Mix TV. Andito ka ba, Dol? Idol, Dark
Hala, nandiyan yan siya kanina.
Dark Shadow.
Dark Shadow Mix TV.
Dark Shadow. Ayan, Dark Shadow.
Dark Shadow Mix TV. Nasaan ka? Nasaan kang lupalop ng ano?
Okay, 10.
Dark Shadow, patay percent.
9. 8. 7.
Ayun nga naman, Mak.
6. 5. Dark Shadow.
Dark Shadow, patay percent.
4. 3. 2. 1. Wala si Dark Shadow.
Wala si Dark Shadow.
Wala.
Bunot tayo ulit kasi wala.
Okay.
Bunot tayo ulit. Dalawa na lang, dalawa na lang, dalawa na lang. Lalarga na. Kubaw, aramita, aramita.
Para kang parkin. Ayan, kaunti na lang natira dito.
Dalawa na lang, yung medyo sexy, para magkasya sa upuan. Hindi pwede yung chubby. Charing.
Motmot Copper, padilit na yung Gcash mo, Motmot Copper, nakuha na. Congratulations, Chu. Nandito pa kaya ito?
Sige.
Mga team member, congratulations, Chu. Babae. Babae ito, babae.
Sino yan?
Congratulations to Iyas Mix Vlog.
Yeah.
Madam Iyas Mix Vlog! Big love shout out! Saan ka, Madam?
Iyas Mix Vlog, patay present kung nandyan ka.
Iyas Mix Vlog!
Ayan, Iyas Mix Vlog. Nandyan ka ba, patay present?
Ayan.
Hala, nandyan kaya siya?
Mix Vlog.
Walang alam.
Okay, ready? Yes. 10.
Iyas Mix Vlog, 10.
9. 8.
Iyas Mix Vlog, patay present.
6. 5. Iyas Mix Vlog. 4.
Ako, wala, sayang.
3. 2.
Iyas Mix Vlog.
Wala siya, wala.
Wala na.
Wala siya, zero.
Puno tayo ulit. Ito, sino kaya itong mapalad? Nako, wala din ito, hindi ko rin po nakita. Congratulations to
Sino ang mapalad?
Sino ang
Salia Negra Vlog.
Okay, sino yan?
Salia Negra Vlog.
Salia Negra Vlog. Ayan, Salia Negra Vlog.
Malay mo na dyan, nakikinig.
Ready?
Kagaya ni Motmot Copper Vlog. Ay,
Salia Negra.
8. Salia Negra. 7. 6. Salia Negra. 5.
Salia Negra, patay present.
4. Salia Negra. 3.
maiyak-iyak na si Annalyn.
Umiyak na, tumutuwa sa kanyang mga mata.
Wala.
Hoy sis, ako daw nag-Grand LS ko sis, umabot kami alas 12 ng madaling araw.
Wala.
Di ba, Miss El?
Ako, kaunti na lang ito natira.
Wale si Salia Negra.
Hala, may pag-asa. May pag-asa si Gigi na Mix Vlog.
Dito siya, babae.
May pag-asa!
Maganda. Sexy. Nagla-live tuwing umaga. Nandito kaya siya. Bagong monetize channel. Congratulations to. Nandito po kaya.
Ayan.
Ayan, Gala Channel. Congratulations.
Gala Channel.
Gala Channel! Nandyan yan kasi kanina hindi siya umalis eh.
Mag-present ka ka.
Madam Gala! Ayan na oh. Nagpapa na gani siya. Nag-rap.
Ayan.
Hmm.
Ayan, present na. Nag-present na siya. Very
Hala, ikaw na, Jude, ang Hakot Award.
Last one na ba kabayan?
Oo, yes.
Last one na.
Ay, sino kaya ang pinakahuli? Nandito ko na sa aking kamay ng kalamangoy. Ay. Sino kaya to? Silipin ko na mabuti. Congratulations to! Ako! Congratulations to my guwapa member. Ayan, taga OFW ito. Nasa ibang bansa ito, ha? From Singapore. Panganay na probinsyana. Congratulations. Panganay na probinsyana.
Ay, congrats! Mananay na probinsyana! Andiyan na siya, oh, ang bilis.
Panganay na probinsyana. Ayan. Congrats, kompleto na ang ating 10 members. Ayan ha, kompleto na po yung ating 10 members na bunot. Ayan. Congratulations sa mga nabubunot na mga members ko dyan.
Ayan, kompleto na yung 10.
Ayan, kompleto na. Dito na tayo sa Super Chatter 500 ha. Ganun pa rin. Pag binilang...
Oo, mahigpit tayo dyan ha. Pag wala sa number 10 o sa number 1, kung pabaliktad.
Di ba first grand LS Motora? No? First grand LS Motora.
First grand LS niya.
Wag mo to siyang i-private kasi may mga kanta-kanta tayo kanina. Gawin mo lang yung normal na may insomnia para kasi maganda to siya
Sige, Miss Yan.
Yes.
Ayan, bubunot na tayo ha sa mga super chatter natin. Ito na, 500.
Mamaya na natin basahin pagkatapos ng may 5 pang super chatter. O, di ba?
Next.
Ay, sino kaya ito? 500 pa naman sana mag-present kayo dyan. Kung wala, patay na talaga.
Hello. Okay, hold. 5 hours ka na. Kung sa man, okay ka mo lampas ka?
Nga man, makik na tayo?
Kuan siya, dili ka maka-edit anything kung malampas ka.
Ano, Michelle? Di ko siya maintindihan.
Hindi ka maka-edit.
Di ka maka-edit.
Wala kang, for example, hindi siya mag-red di siya, wala siya kay mausap ani. Dili ka maka-edit or anything palitan sa insomnia, pula na siya. Kapit, dili na nimo siya ma-edit, ang choices na nimo dito dispute. Pero ayaw yun pag-dispute.
Ano man to? Paano na to ngayon?
Pwede na nimo siya i-end o i-continue nimo mag-start all over na kung kauglain nga live.
Ilang, na ba?
Mag 6 hours na. Mag 6 hours na. Mag-part 2 tayo.
5 hours, pwede.
5 hours. Mag-part 2 tayo.
Sige. Okay pa mo guys or i-continue na nimo later unsa man? Daghan pa ang bunuton?
5 na lang.
5 hours na dapat.
Ay, lumampas na din, Miss L.A. 5 hours and 7 minutes na din.
Oh, pero dili kinahanglan mo lang pa sa 5 hours 30 minutes then.
Okay. Si ano kabayan?
I-part 2 natin.
O mag-part 2 ka. End mo na.
End ko na to.
Mag-play na siya og kuan ka to.
Insomnia muna ako.
O mag-play ka muna yung niya.
Ayan, i-part 2 natin ha. Antayin nyo ha. I-part 2 lang natin.
Adribi, Bognoy, Rocky Shili pa tayo sa second set, okay? Hindi pa tapos, guys. Mag-part 2 tayo, di ba, Bongge?
Buti Miss Il, sinabi mo, hindi ko rin talaga alam yan, promise. Wala ka talagang kalam-alam mo
Kasi wala talaga tayong panalo yung sa dispute na yan.
Oo, kasi masisira sa anin.
So, ayun.
Ito na, pasan sa tayo.
Okay, goers. Guys, continue tayo the next,
Hello! Ate Rosemary! Ayan, mag-update lang tayo ngayon kay wala man tayo update sa ating YouTube. Nakulubat ko itong cellphone ko isa. Shout out Ate Rosemary. Ayan. Hubad muna tayo ngayon, hindi naman bawal siguro. Kalahati lang naman makita, masyado mainit dito. Madilim eh, madilim. Classmate, kumusta ka naman, oy? Sabi ni ano, oy, Dark Shadow, Idol, kumusta, Idol? Makita ka, ha, kita. Riloy. Ayan, shout out sa inyo dyan. Update lang. Kay wala na i-update akong YT. Natutulog na daw. Hello, Ma'am Ara Anelo. Shout out. Good afternoon. Dark Shadow, Ate Rosemary Country Life Farming Vlog. Kumusta? Salamat sa patamsak. Ma'am Ara Anelos Vlog. Uy, may utang pa pala tayo ni Ma'am Ara Anelos.
Ano yun?
Yung panalo niya na 100 Gcash.
Kailan mo siya mag-lalo na?
Hindi ko hindi kasi tayo kasi Ma'am Ara, ha? May labas.
Ha?
Lumabas.
Yawan.
Junior.
O, di ba?
Oo. Ma'am Ara Anelos, may utang pa ko nimo no? Wa pa na mo napalupad. Napakaitaan ni ron.
Pati ang si Sena ng Brian.
Sinalipad mo na?
Hindi pa.
Yung panalo niya?
Hindi pa. Hanggang.
Ikaw ikaw na kayo nagsisin.
Hindi pa alam mo mga sa akin. Pag makaulit na lang tayo, sabihin mo.
Munguying, hello, shout out. Tatawa. Pag nakauwi kami sa ipalipad namin kasi hindi kami masyado naka-warranty dito sa probinsya kay mahina ang signal. Pero pag nakabalik na kami dyan, pag okay na, pag nasa bahay na kami, yun. Ipalupad na namo ang imong daog, Ma'am Aaron Ilos. 100 yun, yung panalo mo, Ma'am Aaron Ilos, sa super, doon sa, anong tawag nito? Sa, ano ba tol? Last chatter pala, last chatter. Di na ako marunong tuloy, no? Patay na ako,
Sa mga darili na eh?
Ha? Ambot.
Kay Riloy ba? Di ba? Yan na rin ni Riloy dyan. Ay, Riloy, ano yun? William.
Kumusta naman mo?
Bayan?
Ha? Wala akong ganyan. LG Wood Girls. Ayan. Shout out sa iyo, LG Wood Girls. Ayan. Salamat, Ma'am Aran Ilos. Si Rapdel Mix TV ay may utang pa sa'yo hanggang hindi ka pa nababayaran. Salamat sa patamsak mo dyan ha, LG Woods Girl. LG Wood Girls pala. Sorry. Yan, si Ma'am Aran Ilos. May utang si Rapdel Mix TV na 100. Antayin mo lang, Ma'am Aran Ilos ha, kay dire, di ka makakakuan basta-basta kay hina kayong signal dire, oy. May uli magud may Ma'am Aran Ilos. Wa mi sa among kuan. May uli ko sa Liti ba. Bakasyon ka diyot. Nagahang-hang pa yung cellphone ko, hindi na ma-open tuloy yung sa YT. Twin B! Hello Twin B! Shout out sa magandang Twin B dyan. Shout out, and also Ross Tasty. Good afternoon. Shout out. Ayan, hindi ako nakasupport sa mga nag-LAs.
Only you can keep the Mogwai safe.
Where is my mokwa?
Country life, farming life. Ayan, farm life. Ate Rose. Kumusta di Ate Rose? Wala kami makasuri di Ate Rose kay medyo busy-busy man. Bitin sa oras Ate Rose, pastila no eh. Ay, pakita ito katong alawas. Pwede mamagubad, hindi man bawal siguro. Naghubad ako kasi masyadong mainit guys. Kaya pasensyahan nyo lang yung aking katawan na payat. Prebuyag. Preosog. Ayan, magkunik-kunik lang kayo dyan. Kayo wala, mako isang cellphone lang naman. Hindi man gumana tong cellphone ko. Ara, nag-shower ka na. Uy, grabe shower yung pinag-usapan. Macho man. Ay! Sana all macho. Macho papa. Takman akong lawas mamara kay basig makitaan ba? Suko niya si Lolo, lisod na, bunalan akong lubot. Hindi pa bisong, basa-basa. Di man ma-open tong cellphone ko isa, oy. Naghang man. Sapo. Unsa may Mamara, unsa may basa-basa imo giingon di oy. Baka pwedeng malaman natin din. Hello, Rostasti. Uy, Dionic, gwapo. Kumusta ka naman, oy? Ay, pasensya na, Dionic. Di rin ako nakadalaw-dalaw sa bahay mo. Ngayon lang kami hindi, antidispiras. Kahapon ang kapistahan sa aming barangay, kaya walang time. Pamilat, basa-basa. Katawa mo kung di mamara ni Ilos lagi. Pamilat daw kayo basa-basa. Dionic, bumalik ka na sa Manila, Dionic. Laki na bahay ni Dionic. Oh, malaki na bahay ni Dionic. Dark Shadow. Magaling yan. Kahit saan nagpupunta yan. Pumupunta pa sa ibang bansa yan, Dark Shadow, nakakarating yan kung saan. India, Vietnam, USA, United Kingdom. Nandiyan ka pa pala. Parehas tayo. Buti ka, Palagi kang nag-YT. Ako, mag-upload ako ng video. Umabot ng 2 oras bago ko ma-upload. Sobrang hina ng net. Buti na lang, nakikunik ako dito sa may wifi dito sa kapitbahay namin. Nakikunik ako. Ayan, Naka-live ako. Naka-live ako ba? Kaya nag-connect man ko. Na may wifi dire, piso ang isang oras. Ano to? 2 oras yung piso dire? Dito kasi sa amin, papasab ko sa channel ko. Ay, grabe, sana all. Ang sikat mo na pala dyan, Dionic. Kilala ka na dyan, isa ka na nga sikat na YouTuber. Okay, congratulations, Idol Dionic. Wapo, iting tagumpay. Bilangin mo mga barya dito kung kakasya pang hotel. Pang hotel daw. Ayan, magkunik-kunik kayo dyan. Meron tayong 7 million, tapos meron tayong 6 million thumbs up. Ayan, magdikit-dikit, kunik-kunik lang kung hindi pa kayo kunik dyan. Yan, pasyalan niyo yan si Aran Ilos kay maraming tao yan sa live ni Aran Ilos. Dinadayo yan si Aran Ilos mga pag nag-live yan si Aran Ilos, dinadayo yan. Marami kayong makadikitan doon sa bahay ni Aran Ilos pag nag-live yan. Bukod na gwapa, siksi pa na si Aran Ilos. Ate Ara, Miguel. Shout out to you, Mi. Good afternoon. Ayan, lubat ng cellphone ko pala yung okay na. Grabing init diri sobrang init diri eh. Ayun, naka-live ako. Nakita ko na siya.
Hindi ako makakonect pa.
Reloy, double R, capital R, admin. LG Wood Girls, no need na hotel. No need na hotel doon sa tabi-tabi sa saradahan ng sa pindahon ng saging. Grabe. Dahon talaga saging mamara. Basig matunok. Miguel, shout out to all from the unique. Ini taoy. Pinagpapawisan yung aking ilong na pango. Thank you, Rostasti. Ayan, very supportive to si Rostasti no mga loves. Kasi pag nagla-live ako, pumupunta talaga to sa akin, si Rostasti. Very supportive.
I cannot connect.
Hindi ka mag-connect? Why? Ayan, si Dayonic ko, naglapag ng bahay. Haplosin niyo si Dayonic, baka hindi pa na-haplos yan. Hasti lang kahalimaw ni Dayonic ko eh. Kusiniro muna tayo ngayon. Ay ba, grabe. Oy, kusiniro ka pala doon tayo. Laki ng isda mo, Dayonic. Oh, may sinog ba? Tapos mayroong, mapasa na all. Manutan ni Dayonic. 1 minute and, 1 minute and 39 seconds. Watching ako dito, Duldayo. Hello, Ate Ros. Kumusta? Sweldohan na ba, Ate Ros? Sweldohan na ba? Ang alam ko, magsisweldo na yung mga umabot ng $100 ngayon. Yung mga hindi nakaabot ng $100, see you next month. Parang ako ba, see you next month. Hindi nakaabot. Laki isda Duldayo Full watch Duldayo Nick. Sa iyong kusiniro muna tayo ngayon. Pang 18 tusok. Mag-pin tayo. Sino ba yung ipin natin dito? Si Dayonic, may unang nagbaba. Makagat langgam. O, delikado bitaw no. Makagat og langgam ba? Patay dun. Wala di ay kakaabot 100 na nagpa-super chat man ka. Madami yon. Hindi man umabot yun, ate, kasi hati man yun. Bago, nung nagpa-entry ako kay lang naman. Nung nagpa-entry ako, Ate Ros, kay hanggang hanggang 64 lang siya, Ate Ros. Hanggang 64 lang. Tapos hindi man kasi ako gaano nag-live noong nakaraang buwan, Ate Ros, kasi nabisi sa siminto. Ayun. Kasi nung May, yung pagpasok ng May, hindi naman kasali yun doon sa hindi naman siya kasali doon sa buwan ng April. Yung mga ibang palip doon, pumasok sa May yun, kaya hindi nakasama. Pero ayos lang, walang problema. Winter Sakura, sino ba to si Winter Sakura? Ano min channel mo, Winter Sakura? Okay. Makakaabot ka rin. Ako nga din. Maupa pagbalik og live kay ako analytics na biri down. Uy, hanapit ako, Ate Ros, nung nagtigil din ako, Ate Ros, yung hindi ako gaano nag-live. Nag-down din yung analytics ko, Ate Ros. Talagang itim na itim lahat. Inaitim lahat talaga, Tiros. Yung analytics ko din. Kaya doon lang ako araw-araw nag-live nung nagpapa-entry ako sa aking grand release. Rostas Tidan, may bakas na mga nalaman dikit sa pasukli. Sim tayo. Bitaw Tiros, no? Pero nung nag-down yung mga views ko, nag-down lahat. Pati subscriber ko nag-down. Down to earth talaga, oh. Grabe. Ay, nako. Ituloy mo pang itong channel mo na live na paangat or lapagan kasi makakatulong din sa iba. Oo, Ate Rose. Pagbalik ko doon sa Ilocos, yan, ituloy ko yung aking Hello, Ate Lourdes Arcamo. Shout out, good afternoon. Ituloy ko yan, Ate Rose, ko lapagan dikitan, bartiran ako doon pagbalik. Kumusta kayo dyan, lalabs? Ayan, okay lang naman, Ate Lourdes. Ito, walang lakad, kaya nagla-live ako saglit. Mamaya na, may lakad na naman kami. Hoy Nguyen! Thank you for coming, Hoy Nguyen. Ara and Elos Dan from Rostasti. Dayo kasayang nimo oy, damo ka panalo kay DBAF. Oh, daming panalo kay DBAF si Dayonik. Alam mo, Ate Ros, maingay sa bahay kasi may dispirasyon yung time na yon. Ganito yung ginagawa ko sa bahay para marinig ko lang yung palaro ni DBAF channel. Ang gamit namin doon kasi mahina ang data talaga, mayroong wifi doon piso-piso. Ganito yung ginawa ko, nilalagay ko dito sa tayo ko yung cellphone para marinig ko lang yung kung tatawagin yung pangalan ko.
When there's nothing holding you back, what would your thing be?
Kay Yan, nag-reconnecting. Tingnan mo sa YouTube studio mo, Dionic, tanawa mo imo audience may graph. Doon makita nimo ang what time of date o unsa oras sa damo nimo nga viewers nga online. Oo, yun. Wala kasi na-onload, late dumating nasa laot ako. Ay, nasa laot ka pala. Ate Lourdes from Annalyn, sis Annalyn from Rosemary. Like, hello from Heaven TV, Shout sis Anna, may love shout out from Monty House. Monty from Annalyn. Lalabs, Ana, musta na kay Jan? Ayan, grabe Ate Lourdes. Nag-chat sa amin. Oy, dinala ko sa diskohan si Annalyn. Pastilan ang lakas ng mga dabog-dabog sa disco. La, everybody dance siya. Come on, gano'n na la. Chat sa amin Ate Lourdes. Oy, grabing chat sa Ate Lourdes. Kung anong mga tukarla, sayaw. Enjoy din yung chat, pero hindi kami kumuratsa. Kaya di mo kumarunong magkuratsa. Oh. Guwapo Dayonik from Annalyn. Okay, Ate Rose from Dayo. Ate Mila, hello po. Kumusta ate from Rosemary? Ate Ana, may love shout out from Dayo. Okay na Ate Lourdes, nag-disco ako. Ha? Nag-enjoy kayo nga husto. Oh, Ate Rose, nag-enjoy jud. Dito din idol, grabe. Di ko pa na-upload plaza. Ay sa kayo, may abot akong ate, mag-naog sa mga karga nila. Ano yung karga nila? Paulon ba? Paulon ba? Paulon ba? Hindi pa
Pamalas naman. Alam, bigyan ka.
Magpakuha na sila doon.
Kuha mo ito. Nagito lang po yung mga.
Nag-live pa ko. Unsa na ako, nag-live pa ko.
Pagkakot pa siya. Paday. Paday.
Oo, sis Rose, kay party, first time man mag-disco. First time mag-disco ni Annalyn, magaling pala sumayaw. Hindi ko pala upload. Mayroon akong video, kaso lang hindi ko pa in-upload. Sigurado yun, maraming siguro copyright yun dahil yung mga music doon, copyright yun sigurado. Pero okay lang pag sharing. Ha? O ditong snake dito sa ano? Umuwi Ate Ros, umuwi kami mga 12 o'clock. Umuwi na kami kay yung bata kasi naiwan doon sa bahay. Kaya di bali kay napagod din sa kakasayaw, grabing sayaw ay. Ha? I-edit mo tapos kapag may music, i-speed mo kahit 1 times to and speed mo dili na original para di ma-copyright. Sige Ate Ros. Gagawin ko na lang yan, no? I-speed ko na lang siya kasi sigurado pag hindi ko i-speed yun, copyright ang labas noon. One month bakasyon mo doon dayo, sana all ang tagal. 1 month daw. Saglit lang na naman tong saglit lang din tong aking update lang to. Sana all the unique. Bakasyon. Wow, Dayo, enjoy your Bday. Akala ko Bakay. Bday pala. Asan ba province mo, Dayo? Ay, andol Dayo, saan daw yung probinsya mo? Mga siguro 30 minutes. 30 minutes lang ako. Hanggang 30 minutes lang ako kay magsundo ko nila ni nanay dito sa Pikas Balay kay moari sila diri sa kuan kay mag-reunion may mga kapatid bukas. So kukuhanin ko sila doon sa kabilang bayan, ay kabilang barangay pala, yung piyesta kahapon. Yung kapit barangay lang dito sa bahay ni ate. Pupuntahan ko sila doon, susunduin ko, walang masakyan. Antike si Dayonic. Dumating na ba yung pinamber mo, Doldayo? Sana all dumating na. Diyan ka na lang, Doldayo, mag-adventure ka diyan sa fishing. Yung ka nang sa isda sa dagat, yung mga po. Baka malay mo, diyan ka
yung properly doon ha. Diyan na lang. Ano ba kaya na kayo? Bird ko. Basta nang ingon kayo na mo. Di mayon ko di ko gusto makita niya ng cellphone nang di ka mo focus mo sugo ko. Di sugo ang cellphone.
Sisang Basker, hello. Good afternoon, thank you for coming. Kapatid, yung pin ko sabay-sabay dumating. Sabay-sabay po dumating last week. Tinambay sa post office. Kaya pala, Ate Rose. Idol, dumadayo ako, di ko pa na-edit, may pasok pa taga-edit ko. Ayun, grabe, sana all may taga-edit. Meron ka na palang disconnectosis ng basket. Ayan, replace pin tayo. Ayan, disconnectosis ng basket, no? Lulda ka na all, mayroon ka ng editor. Malabo nga siya mama no. Malabo. Malabo yung kuha sa aking ano. Kasi sa ano to eh. Sa signal na. Blurred. Okay yung blurred pero hindi makita yung pagmumukha ko. Guys, please connect si Sambasker yung nakapin natin no. Kinakapatid mo taga-edit mo. Asa magsusi anak long? Pwede din nito, yung follow na lang. Ha? Putsi. Kanawa? Kanawa? Wa? Gigi na, mingalap shout out. Good afternoon. Na? Toto niga, ingat ka, kay ikaw lang po nanan. Hello, si Sang Basker. Ayun oh, grabing labo ng aking ano. Ang hina ng aking network dito. Salamat sa paharang mo dyan ha, Ma'am Gigi Namix Vlog. Dionic Miguel shout out from Gigina. Ayan. Guys, pakunik sa nakapin si Sang Basker. Ang labo pala ng aking pagmumukha dito, no? Kasing labo ko lang talaga. Kita dito eh. Saglit lang. Yung bumalik na.
Sambag. Ikaw na, Michael?
Magkano na ho?
Ikaw, sa ko Michael, ako kamahal.
Ako nung yata kay 0 out of 5. 0 out of 5.
0 over 5?
Oh.
Matar ka.
Thank you, Ma'am Gina. Ayan, good afternoon. Ayan, pasensya na kayo, mahina signal ko dito kay blurred.
Ano sa gabi?
Pasok mo itong iluso.
Sina ito.
Sige, apas.
Baraw.
Pasok mo rin. Sige, punong. Ganang ikikik dito sa lula. Pasok mo ito. Sige, tatapos. Kasi ka nang sige, apas? Da?
Hala, tumigas man ako. Ay,
Sige,
hindi pala.
apas? Sige, masusok. Sige, da. Si Baraw.
Grabe kainit, no? Hayaan ko na yung katawan ko, hindi naman yan ano. Okay lang yan, subita pa nga, nakahubad naman ng live.
Asa serving ano yung marami akong serving dyan.
Tingnan naman na. Panak ko. Ha? Nakita kong totoy. Nakita daw akong totoy. Takban ako. Okay na. Wala na signal, oh.
Ayun na tayo. Ayun na tayo.
Tinakpan ko na Ma'am Gigi na, kaya mo mang makita na totoy, patstilan. Itong kayo.
Hinugasan mo yung sili yung sausakan sa kagabi?
Lapog na ako.
No, 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 no. Original.
Like, well, if I'm so good for the damn job, why didn't I get the job? Oh my god, it's immediately a no. What is this? You know when people think, yeah, she's not gonna do it, it cost me so much, I also took a personal loan. I'm too scared to even look at what my credit score is now. I was missing my mortgage payments, I was missing my loan payments. Like, anybody that tells you starting a business is easy, there were nights I didn't sleep. Like, it was like the realization of just how much I had lost. You know, trying to chase this business. I knew I did not want to live in Nigeria. There was no way this place was becoming my home. I just had to get out of there. Hey beautiful people, welcome back to the channel. I know it's been a while. Firstly, apologies. I was greeted back to the UK with a cold and hay fever. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of snivelling going on, so sorry for that in advance. But I thought I would give you guys like a life update. I know a lot of you are curious about like what prompted me to kind of move to Nigeria, start my own business, why am I now back after a year, what's been going on in my life in that time. So I thought I'd do a sit down video. My camera is already flashing at me that like the battery's gonna die, which is just awesome. So I thought I'd do a sit down video, do a get ready with me, hair and makeup. The basic things that I've not been able to do, like not even like I've not been able to do it, because obviously people live in Nigeria and they do their hair and their makeup, but I just haven't done, you know, in literally a year. Like I feel like I sacrificed a lot to start the business, and one of the things I sacrificed was beauty. So like at the moment I'm obsessed with like doing my skincare routine, which I just haven't done in a year, and doing hair and makeup, yeah, that's gonna be different. So this video is sponsored by Elfin Hair. So they sent me hair. This sent to me actually quite a few months ago. It is only just now that I'm like, okay, I've got time, let me talk to you guys, let me get glammed up. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. I really hope this video is recording with sound, because I can't do it again. Actually, let me just check, because I really don't have the patience to do this again, and I don't have the good health either actually. Okay, so this is kind of like an unboxing, although there is no box. But yeah, just gonna see what the hair is like. Yeah, so they wanted me, Elfin Hair wanted me to try their 4C hair, and I was like, okay, well that's different, because I've never, you know, had a wig that was like 4C and pretty much similar texture to my natural hair. So one thing, like people think I don't like my natural hair, I like my natural hair a lot. One thing I don't like is that when it's not relaxed, even when it's relaxed, it's just short. I'm not a fan of short hair. So if my natural hair was longer, I'd wear it a lot more. And I also hate how dry it gets, and I also hate how hard it is to like style, maintain in its natural form. So yeah, I thought it'd be different to try a 4C wig. Already I'm thinking it's looking interesting, but obviously it needs to be two-souled and loved and cared for, so we're gonna do that to it. So yeah, it's like a lace wig. All the info about the hair will of course be linked in my description box. If you like it, you can check it out. If you don't like it, you don't have to, and all that jazz. I'm like really fighting the urge to sneeze. Okay, so to start right at the beginning, the year was 2021. It was December, and obviously we're kind of starting to get through COVID at that point. We're starting to come out the other end of COVID. You know, life's kind of returning back to normal, and you know, COVID for me was such a blessing, because it literally gave me the freedom that I wanted. I think a lot of us just really loved work from home. I know there are people that didn't love it, but most of us loved work from home. You felt like you didn't have to commute as much. I didn't have to, because my job was in London. I was still based in Hampshire, so I no longer really had to commute. You guys will know that I actually went to work for a month in a private villa in Lanzarote. So like COVID was allowing me to live the dream. I had much more freedom than ever before. Obviously I'd worked for myself before, like I'd done YouTube full-time before, and that obviously I could do from anywhere in the world, but it didn't come with the same financial freedom that having a very well paying job in tech did. So I used to work in tech sales for a company in London, and I really liked the job for the most part, mainly because I was very good at it, and they recognised that I was very good at it, and with that came a lot of perks. But that's actually part of the reason I actually ended up leaving the UK and starting my own business, because it got to the point now where, you know, they were restructuring, they were making changes, you know, into management and what they wanted, you know, the salespeople to achieve. And I remember, you know, my job was always account management, which was meant like I managed a lot of our existing accounts. I did some new business, but I never had to go hunting for it. Hunting was more like cold calling, you know, sending lots of emails. Hey, I want an interview, I want a meeting, not an interview, I want a meeting. And I've always hated that part of sales, and that's one of the key reasons like that drew me to this job. It didn't have any of that when I first started 2 years beforehand. So they're putting a lot of pressure on me to like change my job title. They actually wanted to change my job title. They wanted to change the role of the job, and I kept pushing back. I wrote quite a few letters to senior management, like, it's not fair, you can't just change my job, you know. My job role 2 years down the line, but it just got to a point where I was kind of sick of going back and forth with them. I think they were getting sick of me too. They felt like I was entitled. I felt like I wasn't entitled. I outperformed everybody else in this team for 4 years, you know, so you can't be entitled when, you know, you're actually killing it. So that was kind of it. Like, I started to have a very healthy dissatisfaction with the job, and I started to look for other jobs. I'm just going to try and tease out the hair and just see how much volume we can get, because it's all been squashed, and just see what it looks like before I pop it on my head. So a lot of dissatisfaction with the job. I started, you know, the job search, and I found like a job role that I really liked the look of. The money was quite a bit more, again, primarily account management, a little bit of new business. You know, everything was good, and I started interviewing. You know, it's in tech as well, and got through to like the last stages. And you, like, once you get to like mid to senior level, like, the interview processes for these companies are tough, they're demanding. But one thing I'm very good at is interviewing. So I had my brag file, which is like all the achievements I've had in my previous roles, you know, how much I've smashed sales targets, what my accounts have to say about me. I just had like all this amazing stuff that any employer would kill to know about their new hire beforehand. And I brought it to the final stage interviews with this guy who would be my new boss. And you know, when you leave an interview and you know you've killed it, you know you've absolutely killed it, and then I didn't get the job, and I was like, what? So I wrote the guy an email like, I don't understand, please explain it to me. I do want to make improvements, you know, for the next opportunity that comes along, and, you know, let me know what I could work on and change. And he wrote me a letter that was like literally the trigger for everything. The letter was like so nice and so polite, and the basic gist of it was, don't change anything, you were amazing. Like, it was, you're too good for the job. I'm like, well, if I'm too good for the damn job, why didn't I get the job? Like, sir, why didn't I get the job? And it's funny because I've been watching like reels about interviewing and like job process and all this stuff, and one that has stuck with me was like, sometimes you won't get jobs that, you know, you're very well suited for because the hiring managers worried that you're gonna come after their job, you know, a few months down the line, or the hiring manager feels insecure about hiring somebody as competent or whatever as you. So that was kind of what in the back of my mind I'm thinking, because I'm like, okay, I'm great. I smashed the interview. He had like 3 members of his team on the final interview as well. I knew they were all loving me, all loving my answers. So I'm like, make it make sense. So after I got that email, like, you're too good, I was just like, you know what, fuck it. If this man is telling me I'm too damn good for this job, maybe I should listen. The people that start their own businesses, they don't have 2 heads, they don't have 5 heads. Why am I looking for another job when I could be, you know, doing something for myself? So it was maybe like a few days later that I came up with the idea to start the garden. Pop this bad boy on my head and see what we're working with. Oh my god, it's immediately a no. What is this? I look like an Afro clown. I don't know. I know people are gonna rip me to shreds for saying that. But you know the shape of clowns' afros? Yeah, I feel like that's currently the shape that's going on. We're gonna have to change this. I honestly feel like my mom would love this wig. Stop laughing, Mimi. Okay, let's keep going. So obviously I've got to get makeup on the lace just so it's going to match my skin tone. So that's what I'm going to do next, and just hope for the actual best with the outcome. So I use my foundation. I've used L'Oreal True Match for years. I think I used 9C. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's 9C. Just lightly go over the lace front with this. So yeah, I started thinking, what am I going to do? And honestly, the idea for the garden came to me instantly, and it's kind of came around the, like, where it came from is I'm not someone who's been thinking about my wedding my whole life. I'm really, really not at all. The only ever thing I've known about my wedding was that, you know, it would be in a garden and it would be like at night and there'd be lots of beautiful lights. Like, I don't even know who the hell I'm marrying, obviously, but I knew that. Like, that was like the only kind of dream I'd ever had about my wedding. And some of you may know that my dad owns an event center in Nigeria, in Ibadan, and it's an indoor hall. And I'd always noticed that in Nigeria, most weddings take places in indoor halls, like that's where their receptions are. And I thought, hang on a second, like, why is that? There must be other people like me that, you know, want to have like an outdoors gardeny wedding and they just don't have a lot of options for that location. So I started to think, okay, well, that's different. Like, I feel like if you want to start a business in this day and age, it's always a good place to start bringing something to the market that isn't already there or isn't readily available to all. You've got a harder challenge if you're trying to do something that, you know, there's lots of other options and you have to, in essence, do it better than everybody else to be successful. So I was like, okay, this is different. It's kind of a USP because there's not many around, but there are a few. So I was like, let me go to Nigeria and let me do some market research. So I had the idea for the garden as an event center, but I also wanted to be kind of entrepreneurial about it and kind of like multiple streams of income. And like, when we don't have events, because you're not going to have events every day, what can I be using that space for that would also make me money? And I thought a restaurant, lounge. Lounges are very popular in Nigeria and Ibadan especially. So I was like, okay, well, there's definitely restaurants and lounges around. Let me go see like the level I want, a level of like luxury, but not too luxury, because I want it to be kind of affordable to most people in Ibadan. So let me go and see what that's like. So literally the very next month, to be honest, I was already going to Nigeria that month anyway. I already had a trip planned. I was like, okay, I was in Nigeria, I was going to be doing market research. Actually, to be honest, just a few days before I flew to Nigeria, I lost my granddad. Sad, not going to go into it. I was actually crying about that this morning. I lost my granddad, and, you know, that's kind of where the name for my business actually came from. Like, my restaurant is called the Arinze, and that was my grandfather's surname. That's my mother's maiden name. So it was kind of like a tribute to him. I think a lot of people don't know where that name came from because it's a very Igbo name, and I'm Yoruba because my dad's Yoruba, but my mum's Igbo. So anyway, that's kind of where the name came from, because I lost my granddad right as I was starting this journey, this adventure. So I went to Nigeria. I did all the market research I wanted to do. To be honest, I've been doing quite a lot of it online because you can see what the major lounges and restaurants are. Let me sit back a bit so we can get more of this wig in the frame. I'm trying to figure out where to put a parting. I'm not even, okay, I will glue it down eventually, but let me try and, I know somebody in this comment section is going to be like, oh my god, it suits you, Mimi. Double F you. So yeah, so I went to Nigeria, did some market research, did a lot of it online as well before I got there. What are like the biggest popular restaurants and lounges? What are their price points? Are they making money? Do people in that vicinity, that area, that locality, whatever, have money to spend if I'm going from a more upscale kind of place? So I did the research, and all looked good, all looked favourable. I attended some weddings as well. I tried to learn as much as possible about, you know, the culture when it comes to events, weddings, the market when it comes to spending capacity, disposable income, all that good stuff that you need to know. And I was convinced. I was like, okay, this seems like a viable business plan. There's definitely a market for outdoor event centres, and even though there are quite a few restaurants, I'm not seeing anything here that was like blowing me away, or I'm thinking, you know. Hey guys, so yeah, my camera died, no shock there, and I've charged it for a little bit, but it is still like practically dying, so I have to be super quick. But just off camera, what I did was I just went through the whole wig with water and like a bit of hair mask, just to like condition it and trying to define the curls a bit more. And then I used, it's covered in hair now, a Weather Shockwaves hair mousse to set the defined curls, and that's just giving it a bit more length, a bit more curl definition. And yeah, I went from laughing at this wig to kind of digging it, but we'll see at the end like what the situation is. And then I went through with the Got To Be hairspray and just laid the wig down, and now I've got like a scarf around it just so while it sets. So I'm going to start on my makeup. I met my now manager. I met her by advertising on Instagram that I was looking for a personal assistant. So she actually, I advertised, but the company I advertised with was an Instagram job board in Ibadan. They never posted the advert, but what I ended up doing was just going through their other posts, recent ones, and seeing who had been commenting recently that they're looking for a job. And I DM'd her and I was like, hi, you're looking for a job? I'm only going to be in Nigeria for 2 weeks, but I'm looking for like a personal assistant, just somebody to like go around with town with and help me out, because you have to be careful like going to Nigeria when you speak like this. Everybody's just going to see a cash machine. Things that should cost, you know, maybe like, let's say £5, they will tell you that the cost is actually £60. So I wanted to have somebody local, someone who spoke Yoruba, because I don't speak Yoruba, who can like bargain for me, advise me, make sure I don't do anything that, you know, would be a bit of a danger to my health. And just, yeah, I wanted a bit of assistance as well. So I reached out to her. We went out together for the 2 weeks I was there. She helped me with loads of things. She did not start out as my manager. I actually had a different manager who I actually met. It was a guy I met. He was one of my boat drivers. So by the time I got back to the UK, I'd started building my business plan, you know, I started building my menu, price points, how much I was going to charge. I was doing my estimations of how much I thought the business could potentially earn, how much everything would cost me. I started doing research online for how much furniture from China would cost, shipping, everything. So by March, April, like it was 3 months later, I had done so much research. I had a plan of what I was going to do, what the business was going to look like everything was very well defined, very well planned. That was literally all I spent my time doing, was just research, planning. And I sent my business plan to my sister, my brother, my cousin, you know, my dad. I wanted everybody's opinion, you know, and everybody just kind of, you know, when people just think, yeah, she's not going to do it. I feel like everybody just thought, oh, yeah, it's just another idea she has. She's not going to do it. But everyone's like complimentary, like, yeah, fine, looks good. But I did it. So I was back in Nigeria in April for my granddad's funeral. And actually before I left, the first time I was back in January, and one of the main things I was doing is I was looking for a venue, and I could not find a good location at all. I had in my mind a location I wanted to be, which is like the up and coming area in Ibadan. There were a lot of not a lot of, but quite a few restaurants and lounges were opening on that road, and I was like, I want to be on that road. That is the popping spot. I want to be on that road. And I remember my realtor at the time was like taking me to this other place, and I did not like I liked the compounding environment, because I wanted a garden, and it naturally had the vibe of a garden. Like they planted a lot of trees, palm trees, lots of trees that take years to plant, that I wouldn't be able to plant and see to come to fruition, you know, in the next few years. Like they already had that in place. But I did not like the location. I was like, this is like, it was on the main streets, it was a busy road, but it wasn't like a very, very nice neighborhood like the other place. And it was more affordable than the other places I've been looking at. But I remember I was like, no, I don't want to be here. This is not what I want. I want to be on that road, you know, where all the other popping places are. And the realtor was like, well, there's so many places here. Are you sure this is where you're not open your business, because there's going to be a lot of competition? I was like, yes, this is where I want to be. This is clearly a place to be. It didn't work out that way, you know. The property I saw there was going to need a lot of work because it wasn't really giving garden. It was very run down. Not that the place I was looking at in Songo. Let's say property number 2. Property number 1 was going to need a lot of work. It was where I wanted to be on that specific road, but the guy wanted more money than I was prepared to pay. We went back and forth a few times, and that was not, I'm not calling property 1, that was not the first property I saw by any means. You know, I saw another property that I thought was perfect, and then the family were in a dispute because, you know, the dad had died and he had multiple wives and the children were fighting between themselves. So I was waiting for weeks trying to find out, would I get that property, could they come to an agreement? No. So in the end, just because we were running out of time, I made the decision to just go for property number 2, which initially I didn't want, but I thought for all the main points I'm looking for, I wanted something on the main road that people would pass by, like it'd be easy to get to, people would pass by and would see the place. I wanted something in a busy area that was quite safe, and I wanted something that did have a garden vibe and wouldn't need too much. So it ticked a lot of the boxes for me, and I ended up taking that property. So in April, when I was back in Nigeria for my granddad's funeral, I signed the paperwork, I paid the money. I had to pay, I think I had to pay 2 years up front. I had to pay legal fees. I just had to pay a lot of money. Like, I think half the initial investment into the business was the property payment. You know, and I'm so happy that I ended up getting that property, not the one I wanted, because literally in the last year, like 6 other restaurants and lounges and spots have opened up on that strip that I was so convinced I wanted. And, you know, the competition there is now crazy mad, and I just thank God I didn't, because I would have made it so much harder for myself, you know, insisting on that location when that was clearly not the sound business move to make. Definitely need a little bit more blending here. So yeah, I signed the paperwork. I had my manager in place from the boat driver, and we were working together quite a lot. The one thing I didn't want was something that would be too much of a fixer-upper, but it was one hell of a fixer-upper. I would say I spent a ton of money. I don't even remember how much now, but I spent a lot more money. I think that is where my calculations of what I was planning to spend on the business into what I actually spent, that was where the largest disparity was, because most of the other things I'd had really good accurate information about how much the furniture was going to cost me to buy, how much importation fees were going to be from China. I knew how much the property was going to cost me to lease. What I didn't actually know was accurate information about how much, you know, renovating that property would cost me. You know, everybody would give me quotes and things, and then I would choose, you know, the cheapest, not gonna lie, or relatively the cheapest, and then they would start the job, and then within a few days, oh, we need this, we need that, it's more than you thought. I just feel like that was the scam, now that I look back on it, because it happened so many times. That was the scam. They would underbid what they knew it actually cost to get the job, and then once you've started, you're kind of stuck. You can't go, well, no, I don't want it anymore, I'm stuck, you've already invested. And then they give you like the real price. So renovating that cost me a lot of money, and luckily, like, I did trust my manager at the time, because he was in charge of a lot of the things. I had to paint the whole building, build a toilet, like I had to build the actual outdoor garden from scratch. So much went into that. Even the property wasn't properly fenced, like, so much. I had to build a well. We didn't have running water, we didn't have electricity, so that took months. That took about 2-3 months to do. And then by July, I was in Nigeria. I was like finishing off the last bits of the renovation on ground, and we were getting ready to launch. So the furniture, the decor, all the stuff, because I wasn't just building an outdoor garden for that as a location for weddings. I also wanted to be able to offer the decorations part of it as well, and do, you know, floral decoration, fabric decoration, so many things I had to buy. So apart from the furniture for the lounge, I had a lot of decor coming in as well from China. So I had like a 20-foot container. It cost me, like, I don't remember how many, so many things cost me, but I remember that cost me shipping, just shipping that container cost me about £6,000 for the shipping and the clearing. no, I feel like clearing cost me a lot more than 6,000. Just shipping cost me 6,000, and then I paid, you know, God knows, I'd probably say about 10,000 in total for the clearing, the transportation with the shipping, so about 3,000 to 4,000 for clearing, transportation of everything. Like, when I look back on how much I spent and how much I invested, and by the way, I know you guys will be wondering how did I afford it. It's a very good point. So obviously well, I was like, obviously, some of you will know I was saving to buy a second property. Not the second property because I was going to sell this one I'm in, and just upgrade. So the money that I've been putting aside, I decided to put it into the business because I was like, money makes money. I could live in a nice house and be working a 9 to 5 and not be happy, not changing my life. Or I could use that money that I've been putting aside and risk it all, try and change my life. So I did that, but it cost me so much. I also took a personal loan. So I didn't take a business loan because they're harder to get. I had exceptional credit. Like I didn't have a late payment in 6 years, nothing missed, like exceptional credit. It was really easy actually for me to get my loan, I'm not gonna lie. Just because I had a very good track record of paying my credit cards, paying, like I didn't miss anything. That is not the case anymore. I'm too scared to even look at what my credit score is now. So yeah, I had my personal savings and I had a personal loan as well, and that was how I financed this, and it was a huge risk, a huge gamble. You know, but yeah, that's how I did it, because I'm sure some of you guys have questions about that. I won't tell you how much of a loan I got, how much, just because people, they're just here, they don't like you, they don't even want you to win, they just want to know how you did it, how your sauce, and the plan is they'll try and use it against you or whatever. No, it's really not anybody's business. But yeah, those were the biggest costs I had. You know, the amount of stuff I bought from China cost me a ton of money, shipping it, the clearing fees and transportation fees of the container to Ibadan cost me a ton of money. The property, like, yeah, it racked up, and the renovations. So by July, maybe I'd been in Nigeria for like 2 weeks. We got our very first booking and I was so excited. I massively undercharged. But to be fair, I was doing like an opening promo to let people know we're here, brand new business, we weren't well known in the industry, didn't have any reputation at all, had never done any events, like, so we were starting off small. Remember, like, I charged for a 50-person event like £50, like, pretty much, you know, for the location, the furniture and the decorations. And I was so happy because we got the first event like within a week, and we got a second event in that same week, and I was thinking, yes, not really paying attention to the fact that I could not run a viable business if I was charging people £50 after spending well over £50,000 on this business. But yeah, like, we seem to have like a really, really good start. I'm not gonna lie, I got my first 1,000-person event in the first month. You know, that paid, you know, £500,000 naira, like 500, 600, at the time it was about £700. So that was quite a big jump from 50 quid to like 700 quid, and things were going really well. The good thing is, like, I speak well, people love, you know, Nigeria, they love, you know, people that are educated or from abroad. They do see it as better, and I'm not gonna lie, I capitalized on that. But also I have a sales background, so I would go into these meetings. This event, 1,000-person event, was with a school board. They wanted a presentation, I absolutely smashed it. Went to the meetings, absolutely smashed that. But even for what they wanted, a 1,000-person event for like £700, that's what the exchange rate was at the time, it was ludicrous, it was ridiculous. I damn near killed myself trying to make magic happen and turn water into wine. And that was kind of like the experience I would say I had for the very first 6 months of that business. People wanted, you know, really nice, great parties, but they, in Ibadan at least, they didn't want to pay for it. Like in Lagos, people have money and they're happy to spend it. Here, they do kind of have money, but they are very tight-fisted with it. And, you know, I found it quite frustrating because, you know, I've spent so much money buying all these really nice decor items, importing it all, and people don't want to pay. But what I found was, by the time July and August came, I didn't have, my initial plan was I would start with the garden, the decorations and events venue part of the business, and then by September I wanted to launch the Orinze, which was the restaurant, the lounge part of the business. By August, it became very apparent to me that I did not have any money left. There was no money to build the outdoor space, to start the restaurant, absolutely nothing. But I'd started to see progress with the, garden. So I was like, okay, don't lose faith, keep on going. And I did. But it was now at the point where, I was months into investing into this business, like 4 months into, like, after I'd got in the property, after I'd paid for shipping, after I'd bought all this stuff from China, my credit cards were maxed out. Fact, I was missing my mortgage payments, I was missing my loan repayments. Like, anybody that tells you starting a business is easy, there were nights I didn't sleep. Like, I would have such anxiety. I would be thinking, what on earth have I done with my life? I had no money in my bank account. I owed so much money. I didn't know how I was going to pay this bill, how I was going to pay that bill. And the little money I was bringing in from the garden was not enough to justify by any means making the investment I did. Look at me just chatting away and forgetting that I'm meant to be doing makeup. Okay, so I would say it was now September when I was actually meant to be opening the Orense. I'd probably done a few events under the garden, which was good. Like, I'd undercharged for all of them, but it was helping us build a reputation. We were getting like a body of work, that we can post about, send to other potential clients and say, we've done this, look what we've created, we can do your events as well. I would say it helped a little bit that my dad had an event centre, but not massively. I think the only time that's really benefited me was like we had a 360 machine, and when we first started, my dad would let me go there with my 360 camera, literally be begging people when he had events, like, could you please, like, give us 1,000 naira, which is like £1. There's literally £1 now. Give us 1,000 naira, and we'll film this video for you. And we would have to, like, kind of be like hawking on the street. I think people think that my dad or someone helped me with this business. Absolutely nobody. Like, I got the loan, it's solely in my name, the business is solely in my name. I'm very proud of that. Like, I'm very, very proud of that. And it wasn't something that I did overnight. It was years of saving for my next property. It was years of accumulating an exceptional credit score. It was months of planning. Yeah, and still it did not go to plan. So I remember, like, that was the only way we were making money when we very, very, very first started, like, hawking and begging people to use our 360 machine at my dad's event centre. And I would be on the floor. I remember I would be on the floor on my hands and knees, because we had this, like, gun machine that we would, like, shoot money into the air when people are spinning, and we used to use it a lot when we first started. So I'd be there with, like, 2 members of staff, maybe sometimes 3, and we'd blow the gun, and then each time it would spritz the money everywhere, and I'd have to get on my hands and knees and be picking it up just to do it over and over again. And I would have insane back pain, knee pain, it was mad. And I'd probably make in a day like 30 quid from doing that all day. And my manager at the time, like, I remember he would be, like, approaching people, but he would never be on his hands and knees, and he'd always show up in a suit, and nobody ever knew that I owned the business or I owned the machine, because I was always on the floor picking up money, and, like, people thought he owned it. Yeah, a bit of a tangent there. So I think shortly around that period I did fire him. Like, there had been a few things that had gone wrong, like mistakes he'd made during, like, our very first event. He'd been pumping water, forgot that he'd put the pumping machine on, the generator kept failing. We were running around like mad people, like, why does the generator keep failing? And he completely forgot that he was the one that had done that. And, for me, I hate leaving a bad impression with clients in business. I just think it's poor form, and I just felt so disappointed that, like, this woman's birthday party had those sort of interruptions. Another day, like, he left our stores wide open. Our security guard had to call me, like, Mimi, I've been trying to get hold of the manager, he's gone home, he's not locked the stores, I'm really worried if anything disappears I'm gonna get into trouble. But like thousands and thousands of pounds and dollars that I'd spent buying all this stuff, he just left all the doors wide open. And I was like, at this point, you're playing with my business, you're playing with my livelihood, and I'm not here for that. The final straw, though, was like some religious bank holiday in the country, and he's Muslim. And he basically told me the day beforehand he wasn't going to come to work for 2 days because it was a religious holiday. And I told him beforehand, like, you can have one of those days off. And he was like, well, I just found out it's actually a 2-day celebration, so I'm not coming to work. And I was like, you know what, I'm done. Like, that's it. Because first of all, we work in the events industry, so when there are holidays, you don't get it off. Those are the days that you work, because that's when people are going to throw parties and throw events. And secondly, you don't tell me the days you're going to take off. Like, I tell you. Like, I'm sorry, my dad's a Muslim as well, and all his staff are working through this holiday. You don't tell me you're not coming to work because it's a holiday. Like, you know, I've given you 1 of the 2 days off. If you need 2, go work a 9 to 5. You can get all those days off then, darling. You can't work in this industry. And for me, I just thought that was the final straw. There were other things like, okay, and I don't want to sound like I'm bitching about him, because he actually works for my sister now, and that's because I recommended him, because there were a lot of things that while he worked for me that he did that was super good, and I could confidently recommend him to work for my sister because of that. But like, just so many things that I kept seeing, especially in his attitude, like he would like to wear suits and be treated like the manager and like power positions of power, like, you know, and I'm like, grind, get up and go, get on my hands and knees. I don't care if nobody knows. I don't even care if they think I'm the servants. I don't need anybody to know that I own the business. Like, I'm all about the work, I'm all about getting results, I'm all about getting the job done. I remember one day, like, I sent him to this mall to like get us an interview with this business. Like, we wanted to bring our 360 camera there, and I don't think he'd gotten the right result. So I said, okay, let's go together. So we went together. I immediately got the meeting. I'm not going to say it's because I'm amazing and he wasn't. You know, I definitely think my accent and being a woman will open more doors and give me more opportunities. I immediately got the meeting. I got the owner's contact details, found out all the information we needed to find out. And at the end of the meeting, I saw my manager, Paul, the manager that we just met with, aside, and he was like, I was here last week, just so you know, never judge a book by its covers. I may be something now, but you don't know who I'm going to be in the future. And internally I lost it. I'm like, I know this man is not trying to jeopardize my future money over his ego. Like, I know he's not trying me like that. But it was just a pattern I saw in his behaviour. Like, he always wanted to feel quite important. He was very hardworking, very hardworking guy, you know. But I just thought, you know, at this point, we've got to go our own separate ways. And I actually said to him, like, you can't manage my business anymore. I'm happy to give you a supervisory role. It's going to come with a pay cut, and you can decide if you're happy with that. He was like, yeah, I'm fine, I'm happy with that. I was like, no, go home, think about it, let me know later tonight if you're really happy with that. Because I felt like, you know, his ego was a bit too big. Like, I was like, no, he's not going to be fine with it. Like, he thinks he's fine, let him go think on it. No shock, he quit later on that day. And I went into managing the business. So anyway, we're still in September. I realised I had no money to actually launch the Arinze, and I booked a ticket to the UK, and that was a huge gamble because I probably used my mortgage for that month. Like, I had people living in the property, so they were essentially meant to be paying off my mortgage for me and paying off some of my bills for me, but essentially a lot of that money was actually going into helping me run, you know, the garden, help me invest into things like things I realized I needed for events. We had to buy carpets. I never even thought you needed carpets, you know, and I didn't like the idea of renting things. I felt like ownership was always going to be stronger than renting. So a lot of the things we needed to run the business that I hadn't bought, instead of renting it, I was buying, and I was spending so much more. I was constantly investing. Any event we had, all the money that I made went straight back into the business. I didn't make anything. For months and months, I didn't make anything. Stop talking, Mimi. Pinch your face. So I was like, I have no more money. I need capital, you know, to run this business. So I came back to the UK, and my goal was actually to sell this camera that I'm filming with, my Canon 80D DSLR. And I was like, yeah, I should be able to get quite a bit of money for it with the lens as well, because they're really good. bits of tech. And my goal was also to sell one of my bags that I probably bought like the summer beforehand. It was my YSL envelope bag. So I thought maybe I'd get like 1,000 for the camera and the lens, and like 1,000, 200, 1,300 for the bag, and that was it. And unfortunately the camera smashed when I was traveling, so the lens, not the camera lens, but the back screen was broken. I was like, oh bloody hell, I probably will not be able to get good money for that, and I don't actually have the money to fix it, to sell it. So I just kind of scrapped the idea, but I ended up selling my bag, and that was tough for me because, and there's people think, oh, it's just a bag. But I think that was like the realization of just how much I had lost, you know, trying to chase this business. Like, I was in so much debt. I had no peace. I didn't know how I was going to survive. I didn't know how my bills were going to be paid. I didn't have a single friend in Nigeria. Like, even till today, I was there for over a year. I didn't make one single friend. I worked 7 days a week. I worked till like my hands were raw, my knees were raw. I have never worked that hard in my life, you know, and it was constant, like, just constant stress, constant worries, constant planning, constant reinvestment. And it was really hard to then come back here and just be like, I don't have anything else to give, and I'm now going to start selling, you know, the things that I worked so hard for many years. Like, I've worked so hard in my career, and I gave that all up, and I don't think it ever crossed my mind that I would get to the point where I was selling my own personal belongings to kind of see the business through for another few months. But that's what I was doing. I think, you know, on social media people think, oh god, like, yeah, she's already got events, you know, she's doing 1,000 person, you know, like, well done, you know. And in the back of my mind, I'm like at home, I'm crying, like, why on earth did I do this? What on earth was I thinking? I remember thinking that I've made the biggest mistake of my life, like the biggest mistake of my life. At that point, if I could have gone back and gotten all my money back and not done it, I 1,000% would have done that. But after I came to the UK, I sold my bag, raised like, I don't know, I think maybe 1,100 I got for the bag. It was enough to last me through 2 months, and luckily we were approaching party season and wedding season. So in the UK, like, summer's like when people get married and whatnot, like June, July, August, that's like wedding season in the UK, and that's not the case in Nigeria. In Nigeria, wedding season is actually like December, November and January, kind of around it, when people travel back home. And it's also like the hot season, it's not rainy season. So that's something I wasn't really aware of. And like, you know, the business has started off quite slow because I'd actually gone there in like a very, very quiet period for weddings and events. But after I got back, it was like October, we were starting to get bookings. And I remember, okay, so I'm hoping this is the last time my battery is gonna die during this video, but yeah, you've missed another round of like prep. So I'm done with my makeup. Yeah, I feel like it's kind of natural, which is kind of like really my vibe these days. I don't like to do too much, probably quite a bit more than I like to do with makeup. But yeah, back to it before this dies again. Just last bit is to connect the hair and the makeup together. Do not be alarmed, there's gonna be a patch of scalp that does not have makeup and is covered in hairspray, so I'm just going to neaten that up. So yeah, like wedding season was approaching. You know, we were getting tons of bookings. We now had quite a few bits of like events under our belt with the garden, and I think it was November, and we had like 2 million naira worth of bookings for December, and I was so happy. Like, that was kind of like the first time I was thinking, okay, my business, you know, really might make it. Like, a month and a half after I'd gotten back from selling, you know, my goods, I was thinking, okay, maybe my business really might make it. And I was thinking, okay, well, I'm not going to launch the Arinze. Like, let me just focus on the garden. Like, 2 million is like £2,000, a little bit upwards of that. I'm like, that's not terrible money, you know, like, I can downsize my life and kind of try and live off of that, you know. But something I feel like I've skipped too far ahead of, just neatening and cleaning up, excess hairspray around the hairline, is how hard my life was. I felt like I'd made a lot of personal sacrifices to start. Like, I bought one calculation right yesterday. You sent me 10,000 naira.
'Cause I can't sleep without you. No, I don't want to dream about you. Wish I had my arms wrapped around you. And so I've been out for 2 days, dialing open and working, losing track of time.